Hello and welcome to another episode of the Totally Not a Podcast. I am your host, Jake. Joining us today, we've got Connor.
Hello.
And from all the way across the room, that guy, he's Kiba.
Oh, well.
Whoa, okay.
A little ooh-woo.
Right up front, I just want to give a quick apology. We missed the last podcast due to some scheduling issues. Some people weren't able to be here a few weeks in a row.
It happens.
I had a gooey eye. It was gross.
Yeah, you had...
I couldn't see. You had 8 days. I was not able to see for 8 days.
I was about to say, he had to wear an eye patch.
Today we will be hanging out, having a good time. We're going to be talking about everything under the sun, life, love, and the pursuit of...
1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Please subscribe. Please, 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 please.
Resident Evil 9.
That
both
too.
of them.
Yes, that too.
One hopefully sooner than the other.
Yes.
Later in the show, we are going to be discussing our movie club pick, Stanley Kubrick's 1987 Vietnam War movie, Full Metal Jacket.
I'm so fucking excited to hear Connor's opinion because he's going to tell us about it first.
We're going to be diving into this thing, giving all of our thoughts, all of our opinions, true unfiltered. We're not censoring anything. I'm going to guess right now. Don't tell me if I'm right. Don't tell me if I'm wrong. I think Connor loved it.
Really?
Yeah, what do you think?
I think he liked it until... I think he liked it, but only one half of it. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to tell you which half, but you know which half.
Hey, everyone at home, stick around.
You might find out.
Yeah, you might find out. Stick around.
You might not.
As always, at the tail end of our show, we have some very fun games to play. Last time, Kiba was our game champion. How do you feel? How do you feel about that?
Fucking good.
Yeah, you goddamn right.
Good. Excuse
You're
you.
gonna fucking
of
lose
course,
today.
Good.
Yeah,
Not
he earned enough Jake bucks to host the game. Once you get 75, you can cash them in. If you missed it, go back, check it out. He did a wonderful job. Honestly, I was very pleased.
Thank you so much.
Are you doing that today?
No. I did it last time.
Oh.
Do you not remember the music games?
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I remember. I was just about to say, I don't remember that.
Remember, because the first question was tailored towards you, and he got it, and the second question was tailored towards him, and you got it.
Yeah.
And that threw me for a loop.
You're goofy. Also, Connor.
Yes.
He has a special treat lined up for us this podcast. At the very end, he is going to sing us a song because one of our dear commenters commented on the last podcast. So,
did you not remember you have to do that?
I was hoping you wouldn't because I wanted to do it on the spot.
What was the song?
Exactly, you're making it up on the spot.
You have to make it up.
I'm making it up.
You said you would do this.
Oh, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll fucking totally do it.
You have this whole podcast to get gearing up for it.
And I quote,
you
said, and I quote, I'll make up a song on the spot and sing it to you on the next podcast if you comment.
I was just about to say, I'm not going to think about it at all throughout the podcast. I'm just going to fucking let it rip when the time comes.
Oh,
so
yeah. Connor
stay tuned to the
rip.
very end of this. It's going to be wonderful, magical. I'm excited. My nerves, they're fucking firing. I can't wait to hear it.
How excited are you? On like a scale of 1 to 10.
At least a 2.
Oh my God.
That
at least
is fucking high, dude.
Yeah, boy. I stay at a 1.
For real. Hey, what's up, baby?
So at the time of this recording, it has been 2 weeks since Elden Ring Nightreign came out. Can you please, God, give me your unfiltered opinion? Do we like it? Is it cool?
I think that it's wonderful. I really do. And I think that anybody who has an opinion counter to that is totally valid in that opinion as well. I think it's okay to not like a game. This is a departure from what FromSoft normally does. I think it was absolutely a hit. They hit the nail right on the head with this. It was wonderful. I'm big excited to see the expansions coming to it because we do have confirmed DLC announced already.
For the DLC? DLC for the DLC?
This isn't DLC. This is it's a standalone. It's a standalone. You read the script I wrote for that video. It's a standalone.
It's standalone DLC.
Do you need me to pull up the script? I wrote a script about this. It's a standalone game.
It's like a spin-off kind
I
of thing.
think it's wild that, I mean, the game has sold well so far.
To say the least.
Player counts are high. All that being said, I see like nobody talking about this in my sphere of the internet.
Yeah.
Like, I follow a bunch of gaming subreddits. My Google newsfeed knows me very well. I saw the IGN review the day the game came out, and other than that, I haven't seen anything about Nightreign, which is wild.
It moved 3.5 million units
in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Very impressive.
Yes.
Very, very
Especially
impressive.
for a multiplayer game. And this game, don't let me fool you, it does have a single player standalone mode. You can run these raids single player, and you can do them successfully. I can tell you from personal experience that you can. It is not a game that's impossible to beat. It's actually
On launch, it might have been.
It was.
Yeah.
It very much was until they patched it. But they launched a patch, like 4 days after it came out?
Almost immediately.
And they have
Yeah.
another patch planned for about a week from now. That's going to be a relatively big patch. That'll be right after this podcast comes out, I believe, actually. And I think it's great. I think a lot of people just kind of fundamentally misunderstood what the game was supposed to be, and they came into it wanting to play more Elden Ring when this is Nightreign. This is Elden Ring, but this is not the Elden Ring that we have at home, you know?
I mean,
Elden Ring we have at home.
from the drop, I nailed that this was going to be a rogue. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I know.
a roguelike.
It absolutely is.
And
It's
yeah.
100% a roguelike, and that's what makes it so infinitely
Yeah,
replayable.
exactly.
I was about to ask, what's real different about it? Like, I've never played the Nightreign, so I don't know what the difference is between that and Elden Ring.
It is a roguelike choose your own class at the beginning of the match style game. So it's a roguelike mixed with Fortnite Warzone style elements mixed with what you would get out of base game Elden Ring. So you're getting the gameplay and the tactic style that you would get from Elden Ring. You're getting the zone closing style that you would get from a lot of the zone closing games like Warzone or from Fortnite. But you're also getting that roguelike aspect of you have a set amount of time, you're going in, you're leveling up as crazy as you can so that you can grab new equipment and go fight a boss at the end of that set amount of time you have.
Okay.
It's very fun. It's a very addictive gameplay loop. And there's a high chance that you can put an easy 80 hours into it without experiencing all of the characters and all of their sets.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask, how many hours do you have in this so far?
Actually, that's a wonderful question. Let's pull up Steam real quick and let's see what we've got going on right now.
I am very curious because you've been playing quite a bit.
Off and on quite a bit. I'm
Yeah.
going to be honest, it's probably not as much as you're expecting. You want to throw a guess out there?
I am going to guess 25 hours.
25 hours? You want to throw something out there, Connor?
I'm going to say 50.
50 seems high.
25, 50. I'm going to guess like 15.
Really? That low?
I mean, I'm just throwing a guess out there. 28.4 hours.
Hey, I
Yeah,
know you too
damn,
well. I know
son.
you too well.
Yeah.
You were close.
I was.
And I've racked in, as you can see, 15 of the achievements, so almost half the achievements in that playtime, and I have played quite extensively with very, very different and diverse sets of people.
I'm just assuming that this is something you're really going to be sticking with, or is this something you're going to kind of bounce off of?
I think I will be sticking with it, but in a way that seems like I'm bouncing off. It'll be something I stick
you
with,
kind of
but
dip
it's like,
back in every so often.
yeah, it'll be like every few days I hop in and I play a couple hours, you know?
That's sticking with it.
Really?
Yeah.
For me, I feel like sticking with it these days is one of those daily grind games where you gotta log in to get your stuff today because they got the challenge
If
today.
you're playing it
Gotta keep
at
a streak.
least once a week, oh, that's you sticking with it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
this is a game I'll probably play twice a week. Yeah, every 3 days or so probably.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, good for them. Good for FromSoft for
No, it's
switching up kind of their formula, keeping it the same DNA, but still kind of switching things up, and people fucking clamoring for it, eating it up.
FromSoft continuing to set the bar higher than any other game in its relevant sphere, including the games it's ripping off.
Well,
You see, I was going to say a little bit ago, I also, now that you say that, I have not seen very many people talking about it myself either. I remember when Elden Ring first came out, especially the DLC, people were making content about it all over the fucking place, man.
like Erdtree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't walk down the street without hearing someone just shouting it from the rooftops. And
It may just be the communities you guys are in. I still see a lot. Yeah.
Honestly, that very well could be it.
See, I'm on Instagram a lot, and I see, like, just clips of streamers, you know what I mean? And again, around the time Elden Ring came out, people were streaming it all over the place.
To me, that speaks of its positivity because a lot of what made Elden Ring great was the amount of people that were criticizing it. There were
Yeah.
so many people streaming, calling it a shitty game, and quitting.
Some of them definitely were, yeah.
Yeah, it was
from what I saw.
it was a lot of their player base.
Yeah.
If you looked at the achievements, something like
No.
14% of the players have beat the first boss market.
Really?
Yeah, it's insane.
That's
there's
kinda
a
funny.
there's a lot of people that pick that game up and go, "Oh no, Miyazaki,
fuck that.
please."
It's
Yeah,
too
fuck
hard,
that.
too hard, too hard.
Miyazaki, no.
Okay, no.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome, man. I look forward to never once touching it and hearing about it from you.
I actually, I know that nobody else wants to agree to it, but someday I want to do a stream, like a stream where we throw Connor in and it's just us berating him.
No, I say that as a goof, as a gaff. No, I'd absolutely would love at some point
No,
for
we're
three
ne-
of us to play
we're
a
never
match
gonna-
together.
Maybe someday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someday.
You'll be shit though.
Yeah.
You'll be garbage. It'll be great. Yeah, dude, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what makes good content.
Well,
Well, being bad at games.
And it's a 3-player game, so I would be stuck with the two of you. there would be no other player there to help.
It would drag you down the whole time.
It would be
No,
hey,
he'll bring us up.
No,
That's the way it is.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you.
it would be me saying, "Come over here and meet me," and you running to Connor instead of
Going
me.
where?
And Connor and you were running to meet each other because
What's
you
the
think it's me.
jump button?
That's funny.
It's like I marked this location and you both just can't see it.
I look forward to the
I
day.
don't have that area of the map unlocked yet, Kiba.
Yeah, Nightreign. That's cool, man.
I think it's good. I'm excited to see what happens next with it, and I'm very, very excited to play more of it myself.
The whole Elden Ring world is just exploding, man. Do you think Elden Ring 2 is a real possibility for their next like full-blown game? With the success of Elden Ring?
I don't necessarily know if we'll see an Elden Ring 2. We may see an Elden Ring spin-off similar to Nightreign that's set in another world, like another part of the lands beyond, maybe.
Because yeah, they haven't done a
I don't necessarily
full sequel since Dark Souls 3,
Yeah,
right?
Dark
And
Souls
that
3. 2013 or something.
Yeah.
Wild like that. Yeah. I think they're kind of done with that. Realistically, I would love it if they did. I think it would be cool, but I don't foresee an Elden Ring 2 in the future at any time.
because I mean the game is, I mean,
And it's also
doing so fucking
yeah,
well.
it's still too close to its prime also for them to risk losing their fan base for that. Nightreign was such a hit that I think they're going to ride this out for at least a few years. Maybe we may even see an Elden Ring expansion bringing in some of the Nightreign stuff.
into base game.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see that.
Are the Dark Souls games done? Has the story been told?
Oh yeah,
and
Dark Souls
everything?
3 was the last Souls game.
Okay. Do they have any other projects other than Elden Ring?
In development, not that they have said out loud.
Yeah,
I'm sure
okay.
within studio. Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
FromSoft, don't they still do Monster Hunter stuff occasionally? They do like crossover stuff, or are they? Not doing...
I mean, they may do crossover stuff,
Yeah.
but they don't develop that though.
Yeah, I think the only thing they're really doing is like crossovers and then their current stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, shit. I'm kind of on your side. I don't know if they would make an Elden Ring 2.
Yeah.
I just kind of feel like they would go some kind of different direction with it, but who knows? I don't know shit about it.
Anything can happen.
I think it is very exciting, the prospect of them doing an Elden Ring movie.
I feel like I've
I'm
heard
so
something
ready
about
for
that.
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
announced that they officially have. Well, we already knew the director that was directing it, but now it's official. That
Yeah,
he's directing
there
it.
was a rumor that Alex Garland was going to be directing the Elden Ring movie, and everyone was going, "What the? No." And then they officially announced that yes, it is coming from A24.
Yep, and everybody is now super hyped because
Yeah.
him comboed with
See.
A24. Good choice.
Wow, that's exclusively who he works through. I think every single one of his movies have been A24 joints.
You are probably correct, and I have never thought about it till this exact moment.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, the dude is a fantastic director. He can do the weird body horror like creature stuff. Yeah, if anyone has seen Annihilation, some of the wacky creatures that he has done in that movie, there is a scene with a bear.
I was
that
just
is
about to bring up the
fucking
bear scene.
terrifying. So the stuff like that, I think he can really translate into something Elden Ring-esque.
He does a lot in Annihilation with flowers as well, and
Yeah.
Elden Ring has a lot of flower symbolism and just wispy, flowery visuals to it.
I've thought that before.
Yeah.
Especially with the Scarlet Rot or whatever.
Yeah, I love
Shit's
Scarlet Rot.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, no clue when that will grace our eyeballs, but hopefully in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I was
we'll-
gonna say I'm
we'll
gonna
be
guess
watching
2.5
it.
years.
Yeah, I would guess
Yeah.
2027.
2.5?
But yeah, I look forward to it. The man has not missed yet, so I think this will just keep his trend going.
And God willing, this won't be the first.
Yeah, hopefully. I know he's a big FromSoft fan. In his show Devs, there's a scene where they have a character playing Dark Souls, and that was, I think he had like an interview where he was like, yeah, while I was putting this together, I was just hooked on Dark Souls, so I just wanted to have like a little
Something in there,
appreciation,
yeah.
like Easter egg for that. But,
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, man, and he really can't afford to miss on this because this could end your career.
I mean, this is going to be a big budget
Yeah,
movie.
this
I mean,
could
you know.
easily end your career.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, shit.
I am excited though. I'm
forward to
not. I say all that and follow it up with I'm not that worried. Actually, I'm still very excited.
I'm not worried at all. The man can do no wrong in my eyes. Until he does, and then I'll be pissed. I'll eat those words. But until then,
And I will make you do that.
speaking of movies that won't be good, or maybe they will, I don't know. That Predators Badlands trailer, how is the room feeling
It's
about
so
that?
wacky, bro. So
I haven't seen
part of
that
what I
one.
like about Predator is that Predator is a menacing, appointed predator. That's
Yeah.
what he does, or she, in whatever film they are in. They are a predator. That's
Yeah.
what they do. They hunt something specific. This movie feels like a wacky teen adventure movie.
It does. A coming of age, I am learning to be the predator.
Yeah, and what I don't like is humanizing the monster.
Yeah.
I don't want to I like the Predator from the comic books. I like that they are menacing, evil creatures at their core, but their evil is not towards, it's not necessarily outwards evil. It's just that they have a code that they follow that's different than what other people understand. And they just misinterpret their acts very frequently.
And I'm going to be honest, maybe what we think the movie's going to be like, it won't be. I mean, they may surprise us.
Man,
but
I hope this fan reception of this trailer makes them go, you know what? You guys are right. We should kill some people.
See, I haven't seen that trailer, so I don't know anything about that one.
It's, oh my God,
So
dude.
Elle Fanning is in it doing some weird wide eye like exposition, and then it seems like the main protagonist that we're going to be following is a predator on the Predator home world, on some world with a whole bunch of wacky shit, and he's like learning to be the predator. He's out hunting shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, mask off, here I am, kind of shit. You know?
It
Are you
feels
pulling it up?
Yeah, it's only a minute long, so I'm just gonna let it play in the background while we chat about it. It feels very much like a Monster of the Week style Predator instead of the menacing Predator that they have been in the past. You know.
Yeah.
I will say, I never watched Prey. You loved Prey.
I
It's the
did.
Same director. It's Dan Trachtenberg.
I
Same
know,
guy.
but Prey was also dangerously close to the edge in multiple spots, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. The creatures are the only thing that excites me. That also, even if he was an unblooded Yautja, not the look for him.
Yeah, I don't vibe with
Yeah.
the character design
Yeah,
there.
even if he was unblooded, he would not look like that. But
I see what you mean by humanizing the monster.
they make it a genuine action movie instead of being a horror action movie like Predator should be, you know?
Yeah.
I can appreciate them wanting to go down like a different avenue and trying something new, but I'm gonna be honest, man, I don't think that's it.
No, it's
Well-
definitely a miss in my opinion, for sure.
It's also, you know, I have really zero love for the Predator franchise. I like the first movie quite a bit, but outside of that, could give two fucks
No,
about.
I get it. That's how a lot of people are.
Yeah,
When
I have no purity of the franchise. This just looks kind of like toss, but I'll check it
Agreed.
out just for the sake of them trying something. And
I myself have never been too interested in it either, but growing up, my grandma loved those Predator movies, so all the time I'd be over there and there'd be one of those movies playing on TV.
They're
She loved the
fucking-
Alien movies too.
Predator is one of God's gifts to Earth.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude. I'm fucking telling you.
God's gifts.
oh, thank God, I don't know what we'd do without it. Did you guys see the new Resident Evil trailer? Resident Evil Requiem.
I
have.
did.
I did see that one.
And I'm so excited about it.
It does look pretty good.
Are we all thumbs up in this thing? Just-
Absolutely.
I would
Yeah.
thumbs up it.
100%.
How do you feel about them going back to Raccoon City?
I'm so excited. I think
You don't
that-
feel like that's like weird fan service or anything?
No, I think it could serve the plot very well if done correctly. It could very easily become fan servicey, but from the
That's
way
the only thing I'm worried about.
from the way Raccoon City looks, in my opinion, it will be something we see in passing.
You don't think
RP
it's actually going to be a location you go and
I think
visit?
it will, but not the places we've been, because you saw the shots of RPD, right?
Yeah.
It's in ruins. It almost looks like you can't even walk through it because there's so much rubble all over the ground. That gives
Yeah.
me the impression you will pass through that area on the way to a further goal, and it'll just be like,
Gotcha.
hey, remember this? And that's what
This thing?
that's what I like from callbacks. I don't want a flashback. I don't want to replay an area. I would love to just see a picture or get to walk by it, you know?
and be like, oh,
That's the right
I know that thing. Yeah,
That's the right way to reference your history. Wesker doesn't need to be alive again.
he could though.
He could be, but he
could.
doesn't need. Capcom, listen to me. He doesn't need to be alive again.
Did he come back to life after Resident Evil 5? Or was that when he died again?
I think that's when he died again.
Okay.
I mean, for like what, the third time?
For the third
I
time?
believe that may have been the fourth time Wesker dies.
Really?
Yeah.
Final too.
Yeah.
Final.
I know for sure 3, but it may have been 4th. If we count Code Veronica, I think it's 4th.
Couldn't tell you.
Damn.
There's a lot that you'll have to learn, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 40 years worth of lore.
I am not caught
30.
up.
This is actually the 30th anniversary this
Yeah,
year.
but in the game, 40 years worth of lore.
Oh, that's fuck you.
Ah, bitch. I'm talking about 40 years of storytelling where Wesker could have died and come back. It's like every decade he comes back.
As like a boogeyman.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No, dude, he's like the Jeepers Creepers dude. Every 23 years or whatever, isn't it? Isn't it 23
That
years?
pedophile?
No, that was the Pennywise. That was the clown from It.
No, it doesn't. The Jeepers Creepers dude?
Yeah, it
isn't
comes back every like 27 years or
Yeah.
something.
Gotcha.
You're right.
That was
It
also
does the
Pennywise,
same.
though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does the
Gotcha,
same.
bitch.
Yeah, I fucking was still right though, bitch.
Not about who I was talking about.
No, but I still know what I'm talking about.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Or you would have talked about who I was talking about.
So do you think that this is the T virus? What do you think what do you tell me right now, what is the story of Requiem?
Mosquitoes.
I don't know.
Well,
Mosquitoes.
that doesn't make for good podcasting, bitch. Tell me what's happening.
So
Ticks.
I'm gonna speculate that we're like softly taking off from Resident Evil 8 or happening in tandem with what's happening in Resident Evil 8. So we'll hear light references of what's going on or what has happened to the Winters family.
Right.
I'm hoping to God we do not see Rose. Rose is his daughter.
Is the
Ethan's
daughter?
I think that's
Yeah.
Ethan's daughter's name. I'm hoping to God she's not a prominent character. I don't want that. I want to let that part of the story die. It had a satisfying ending. Let's let it go.
Because this is what's the main character? Presumably the main character of Requiem.
We have no clue yet. There's no direct mention. We know the girl in the beginning, but we don't know for sure if she's a main character.
That's
or-
what I'm saying. I'm presuming
Yeah.
that she is going to be our main character.
Possibly. A lot of people are speculating it'll be a bait and switch. So the first level will be showing her getting captured by the people we're fighting, and that will be our introduction to them and how awful they are. And then it will transition over to our main character.
You're killing me. You're killing
Am
me.
I killing
You're
you?
I'm trying to lead this. I'm trying to lead this fucking
You asked me
conversation.
to theorize, and I'm theorizing with you, and now I'm the bad guy.
He is exactly what you asked.
That is true. That is true. I am the
So
asshole.
do you want me to keep going or not?
No, I do not. What is that girl's name?
I don't know.
It's her name's like Maria Ash something. I kept saying Ashcroft and you Ashford.
I'm pretty sure that she is not an Ashford.
The Reddit thread that I saw, they were saying that there was something written somewhere that was saying that was her name and that she was like,
I mean, Ashford is mentioned in one of the photographs of an old Ashford family member,
is that what it is?
but I don't think there's any direct mention to her.
And that maybe I could be mistaken. I could very well be mistaken. But there was something about, her tying in with the Ashford Manor from the first game, and that she was playable in that god-awful abomination, the Rogue, the Resident Evil Rogue
Is
game.
she from that game?
Someone said something.
She may be from Outbreak.
Outbreak,
With-
yeah, because that's the
yeah.
Rogue game, right?
Yeah.
There's a roguelike Resident Evil?
Yep.
Exactly. That's how popular
Grace
it was.
Ashcroft.
Grace Ashcroft.
Grace
yeah.
Ashcroft.
Yeah, that's what their name was, yeah. Oh my god, I knew something that Kiba didn't.
No, you did. You did. I did not remember her last name.
Damn. That's something to feel good about.
Man, it's gonna go down immediately, don't worry. But yeah, that she
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Outbreak. Resident Evil Outbreak.
Outbreak, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so she is presumably up until now was a throwaway character from Outbreak.
Yeah, that they are going to bring back in some way.
So unmemorable that I didn't even remember her
Exactly.
immediately.
Exactly.
And I'm a slut for that shit.
That means they're running out of characters.
No, that means they're subverting our expectations.
Maybe.
Or running out of characters.
Yeah, I have no idea. I could see them maybe bringing back some Leon.
That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a much older Leon, and I'm hoping for a much older Claire as well.
Because the last time we saw both of them would have been 6.
6 technically, if you don't count the animated movies, yeah.
Well, yeah, mainline games, because they didn't show up in 7 or 8, right? Who? Ethan?
Ethan Winters,
It was
Chris
the
Redfield.
lead. Chris was I think. He showed up.
Yeah,
and-
Chris showed up at the end of 7, and he looked real wacky, so they changed him for 8.
Yeah, he did look really bad.
Yeah, so they
Did-
made him a different man for 8.
I never
He got plastic surgery in between games.
I never finished 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, did anyone else show up? Old legacy characters? Was he
No,
the
not
only
really. I mean, there are some offhand mentions to the Spencer estate because that's where a lot of the research comes from. Same thing with Resident Evil 8. It's explained that Mother Miranda knew Spencer and that they studied together and he left to start Umbrella.
one? Interesting. So I wonder if they're going to try and go for that again, where they leave it
Ambiguous
9, whatever
enough.
9 is kind of like almost a separate thing that's still continuing the story, but separate without
Yeah,
bringing
that's what
everybody
I'm
back.
hoping for is
Yeah.
that we get cameos from older characters in essential ways, but
Right.
that it's a break off and that it just, like I said, references the
Yeah.
Winters cases and all that other stuff instead of actually directly carrying on from that plot. Because that plot's dead. It's done for.
It's over. They
Yeah,
finished
let it go.
Yeah.
It's done for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, I mean, from an outside perspective, it seems like Resident Evil is pretty good about not holding on to that stuff. I mean,
They're one of the best series, in my opinion, that has ever existed at going, you know what? You're retired.
yeah. I mean, they've done that multiple times.
They've done that to like 14 characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only 3 big main lines that we're seeing are Chris and Leon. And Leon we haven't seen since a decade ago.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Resident Evil 9, Requiem. Super excited. I know nothing about it.
I'm big hyped. And part of the reason I'm not speculating too much right now is because I know we will have many more conversations where I go, did you guys see they dropped a picture and now we know this?
that was going to be my next question. Are you going to stay hooked into the drip, or are you going to go lights out, wait until it comes out to like experience it?
I think I'm going to experience it as I go, mainly so that we can do some coverage on the channel.
Nice.
I think it's a good way for us to kind of branch out into the video game journalism stuff outside of just my light reviews.
Nice. I like it.
So I'll be keeping everybody updated, and I may be doing some secluded videos specifically on the topic as we go.
I'm excited. I love it.
Maybe do some lore dumps, some before you buy, you need to know blank from the last 4 games. Let me run you through it.
Did you guys see the James Bond trailer, First Light?
I did not.
It looks
I am waiting,
Fuck
specifically waiting to watch it because I know we're going to play it on the channel, and I don't want to know shit.
Dude, it looks
So
cool.
Are you going to be our guy that keeps up with that one?
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it looks very just like I thought. It looks like it has some of that Hitman kind of style play.
I heard.
It doesn't look like it's going for the open world levels. It seems like it's a little bit more of a curated kind of path.
That's exactly what you and me said we wanted.
Yeah.
Remember, we talked about this and we said, man, we want the world building and the detail and nice aspects, but a more funneled gameplay style.
Yeah. No, it looks super, super cool. It's very, very pretty. It's next summer.
Yeah, I did see some screenshots. It does look gorgeous, and
pretty.
Reddit hype is real on that one.
I mean, IOI, they've fucking got it. I mean, Hitman is gorgeous.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
It's absolutely
Still to
gorgeous.
this day.
Yeah.
I'd have to look up a trailer for that one. I didn't know they were making another 007 game.
This guy, we only talk about it every week.
Yeah. We've been talking about it since we started recording Hitman 2 like 3 months ago.
Really?
But yeah, positive.
Yep.
Positive.
No, you haven't.
Yep.
There's no way.
Yep.
There's no way.
There's no way.
There's no way.
There is no way.
You want to know something wacky that my significant other and I are doing?
Lay it on us.
This year, by the end of it, December 31st at midnight, we will have watched every James Bond movie. That is a mandate I'm putting out to you. We're doing
There's
it.
what, 27 of them, right?
25.
Jesus,
Might
really?
as well be 27.
Might as well be.
There's
That's like
25
that-
007 movies?
It's like a collective 60 hours of your life.
At least, yeah. At
God
least.
damn.
Because they're all like 2 hours and 15 minutes long, right?
At least,
Yeah.
yeah. I think Quantum of Solace is super short, but that was a writer's strike. That doesn't count. It's also why that movie sucks.
And some of
But-
them are extra long.
Some of them are. But we have already watched 4 of them, and as we go through, we are writing them down and we're ranking them. So as we watch a new one, we're going to slot it in and be like, okay, I like this one better than this one. And so that way, once we get through them all, we can have a definitive ranking list of the ones that we like.
You guys should do a video where you do a through S ranking of them all.
A through S?
Yeah. So you can put them in a tier like A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, S tier,
gotcha,
you know.
Gotcha. S is the worst. It's the lowest. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. We are almost through the Sean Connery era. What's happening? Did I miss something?
We said
You
S
said
tier is
S
the worst, and he
below.
went.
I kind of went like that, and I was going to say, I don't know if that sounds right to me, but
He just started making faces over there.
Yeah, James Bond. It's fun.
You said you're almost to the Sean Connery area.
Almost. We got 2 more.
Sean Connery.
I will say, the
Roses.
very first movie from 1960, and can you believe it? James Bond is kind of rapey in that movie. Those early movies. Can you believe that?
I would never guess.
Sean Connery.
He's a little
rapey.
a little grabby towards the women.
Well,
believe
back
it or
then,
not.
they thought that's what they wanted.
And according to the
That's what
movie,
they thought
that
they
is
wanted.
correct.
Yeah.
Every single one fights him away, and then after 2 seconds of him going, "Oh,
No,
come
no,
on,
no,
sweetie," she goes, "Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right." And then they have sex.
Oh, come on, you sweetie.
That the man is hairy too.
I know.
man's hairy.
That dude could stay warm in a snowy environment for 45 minutes to an hour longer than me.
And you know what? That boy handsome too.
Yeah,
that boy
dude.
handsome. Yeah,
Hey, man, I mean, I've seen him break people's arms by barely touching them.
damn right.
Savage.
Damn right.
Savage.
I could do that.
Yeah, James Bond. I am sure as podcasts go on, I will update you how we're going.
Please
or
do.
How it's going. Yeah,
Please
Yeah.
do.
It's fun. I
So
look
you're
forward to it.
probably what, like 6 or 7 right now?
4.
4?
Oh, we've seen the first 4.
First 4, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, there's fucking 25 of them.
Yeah, and there's gonna be more.
God damn.
Yeah.
Not for a while, but
That's-
there will be more.
Too many.
You're too many.
Why is that too many?
There's only one of me. And he said something earlier about it was one of the greatest series to let something retire. Fucking, you got 25 of these movies and they're all 2 hours long.
Hey, you remember
What more story could you have
Hold
to
on.
tell?
You do know that we were talking about Resident Evil when we said that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I just wanted to make sure because you referenced that like this, and then you were like, "Well, there's already 25 movies. What else could you tell?"
There's always new things for him to go do.
You do know
He's
that
gotta go save the
you do
world.
know that Agent 007 changes people, right? That title changes.
So it's not the same James Bond every time?
sometimes depends on which one you're watching. Am I right?
I mean, it's very ambiguous if it's supposed to be the same guy.
There are
across.
some of them that feel very much like they're insinuating this is a different James Bond.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure.
the Daniel Craig ones are for sure a full-on reboot. Like,
And
it
they
is
are
very,
they are a separate universe.
it is
entirely.
very clear that
He
this
is the James Bond.
This is a new. None of that before. No, this is all new.
They even have some of his backstory in those movies,
Yeah.
cataloging how he became James Bond.
Yeah.
007.
There's too much. That's all I'm saying.
Not enough. Bring it
Too
it
much.
on.
No, I
Give me
agree with
more.
you. I agree with you. There's too much. Yeah, I'm here with that.
The fuck? Am I getting ganged up on?
Fuck.
No, you're just
fuck.
wrong.
Gentlemen,
That's us.
let's talk about some fucking Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket. I watched it about 6 hours ago.
Fuck yeah, fresh as fuck.
You're watching it again right now.
Yeah, true.
It's been off and on in the background the whole time.
That would be me right there, right in the middle.
That is you all the time.
That's me. Struggling to
Just
survive.
sweating. Just
Yeah.
fucking sweating like crazy.
So here at the Totally Not a Podcast, we have a segment called the Movie Club, Totally Not a Movie Club, or how Connor learned to stop hating movies and love them, or however that
Or
title
also,
is.
Baby's first movie.
Baby's first movie.
His first movie.
We are going back and forth, Kiba and I, and pitching out movies for Connor to watch in hopes to expand his film horizon and like movies that maybe he would never watch. Although I believe you have some familiarity with this movie.
I do.
But yeah, so we chose Full Metal Jacket, and Connor watched it. I watched it. Kiba watched it like 8 times.
Not 8 times, but like
At least.
maybe 6.
At least.
maybe 3.
There's more than you
Just
really
2,
needed
maybe
to.
2.
So
I watched it once at least.
I think that, Connor, you should just take it away. What is your experience with this movie?
Yeah, dude, you got your notes?
Overall, no, I don't take notes. Overall, I thought it was a pretty decent movie. I thought the first half of the movie when they're in training, like in boot camp, and then the second half where they're fucking out in the world.
When they're
it's
out in
like,
the shit?
Yeah, it's like 2 totally different movies almost.
Yep.
The other day you said something about, oh, there's a spot in the movie where it's clear that they are no longer recruits, that they're fucking whatever. And to me, it wasn't so clear. There was one of 3 spots that I could think of. There was the first one when homeboy here is telling everybody their ranking and shit, like 305 entryman and infantry and fucking whatever. You are gonna be journalism, blah blah blah. And I thought, okay, well that means they've made it. There is the dramatic scene where homeboy shoots Sergeant and himself in the bathroom. And I kind of thought, well, that could be it, because now who else is fucking leading them? Somebody's got to step up and blah, blah, blah. And then I can't remember exactly what the third one was. I guess the third one was, I think their base got attacked. Mm-hmm. That's what it was. And yeah, I just kind of thought, well, shit, this could be it too, because now they're clearly not just training anymore. They're in the shit. So yeah, I don't know exactly which moment you're talking about, even if it was one of those.
That statement is more so a metaphor for when they become soldiers because they realize that they no longer have a leader. When their commanding officer gets shot and Cowboy takes over the radio, that's when they realize we're soldiers now.
Yeah. There is no one coming to save us. It is us.
Yeah.
That is the moment that they go from recruits to being
fight to
soldiers.
survive.
And you watch their internal battle happen for a few moments there while they all literally yell at each other for a minute about what the right thing to do is before Cowboy gets overruled, even though he's making the right call.
Yeah.
Also, dear God, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Take us to the beginning, man. Take us to the beginning.
I don't know. I don't know where to start.
Wow.
It starts off.
Started that strongly for you. Wow.
A man is getting his head buzzed. He's getting a haircut.
Yeah.
Camera pans. Another man getting his haircut.
Did that have a deep effect on you as a
yeah.
man with very long hair?
Yeah, I did not like that.
Yeah.
That touched me.
Yeah, you could feel the buzz.
No, I guess I don't know where to start. I feel like I would be the fat dude in the army.
Yeah.
You would have been Private Pile?
You would have been Pile?
Probably, yeah. Fucking sneaking jelly donuts and shit.
The opening of that movie is one of my favorite openings ever.
Same, dude. It's so strong.
The first 5 minutes of that where Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, is that his name?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Is just fucking running these boys down, walking up and down that hall, introduces you to our characters that we're going to meet. With the slight exception of Private Brown. He shows up like once or twice, but
He shows up just long enough for them to remind you that at this point in time, it was okay to be racist.
yeah.
I heard some racist comments in that fucking movie.
Just a few.
Just
a couple.
One or two. But yeah, I remember being a wee lad and watching that and being just laughing through that whole scene because it's like, oh, now I have a whole bunch of new insults I can call my friends in the schoolyard. Fuck yeah.
I was just about to say, I didn't know they stacked shit that high. It stuck with me my whole fucking life.
Yeah.
There was another one that I heard.
Obviously,
I was
it's
like,
not a funny scene, but
No,
as a
no.
child, it was.
Yeah.
No, there was in that scene, there was something that he said to somebody, and I can't remember what it was now, but I thought that. I was like, oh, I'm going to start saying that. That's fucking funny. And
Bet
now
you could
it's
suck
totally
the chrome
gone.
off a trailer hitch.
When he goes, do you like to suck dicks? And he goes, sir, no, sir. And he says, I bet you like to suck dicks. That's such a fucking funny conversation.
It's also funny. Ermi was a drill sergeant. He was a real-life drill sergeant before he became an actor.
He was brought onto this movie as a consultant. He was not intended to play that part.
That's probably why he plays it so well.
Yeah. I had the initial thought of, I wonder how many takes it took them to do that first, that first like big scene, and I went, probably fucking one. I mean, the dude's a professional, and if I was one of those actors getting my fucking ass chewed by a real drill sergeant, boy, I would be in line ready to fucking go.
I was about to say, go ahead.
Even if cameras are rolling and you know you're acting, you'd still be...
Sir, yes, sir. Yeah.
I was about to say, I'm sure you've done a good amount of research on this movie, so you know that there were a couple weeks at the beginning during that boot camp where those actors were afraid of him.
I would be.
They've talked about how when the cameras were off, they still didn't fucking.
Yeah.
He was the sweetest man ever, but you didn't want to fuck with him.
Which is so funny that I have heard that
Dude, he
for
was
the
such a
entire rest of his
sweetheart,
life,
yeah.
that everyone says nothing but nice things about Ermi, that he is so kind.
Yeah, they talked about how he would never raise his voice. Like, unless something serious happened, he would never raise his voice, but the cameras come on, and that dude's top of the fucking meter, loud.
That switch flips.
And I think that's hilarious, because
Yeah.
they probably had never even imagined how loud he would be until he's in their face,
Just
yelling at
screaming.
them, spitting on their faces. And some of those shots, you can see he's spitting on them.
he's good.
And they're
Yeah.
flinching.
Yeah.
Like, those are real people getting yelled at.
No, it was a super good movie, ultimately. I thought it was too long.
It wasn't even 2 hours.
It was almost
It
2
wasn't
hours.
even
hold on.
2 hours long.
That's also the point. That's what they wanted you. Well, no. That's the point of the movie. It's a direct dichotomy of the Vietnamese War. It's to show a calm protest and to show that people in the 50s and 60s had been trained into feeling like war was a noble cause no matter who you were fighting. But it turns out that you can be fighting the wrong people. Sometimes you do get bad orders. Sometimes that's not a conflict you're supposed to be there for. The movie goes on too long because the Vietnamese War went on for too long.
I actually wholly disagree that movie was not too long. I think that was perfect. What scene would you cut? What did you not like? I mean, the whole movie itself, you could make the argument that there is no, big air quotes, plot to it. We are just following these characters go throughout their life.
I also want to point out, I don't think it's too long. I think it intentionally gives you the impression towards the end that the movie is supposed to go somewhere it doesn't go. And towards the climax, especially if it's your first time watching, there is no triumphant climax in that movie. It feels like the movie is headed in a direction that it does not go. And I feel like it kind of does that to make you feel like, oh yeah, sometimes you don't win when you win, you know?
There's nothing about me that feels good watching the end of that movie.
No, it's not a climax in the traditional sense at all.
Yeah, see, there was that scene where they were kind of bunkered down in a building that had been destroyed and stuff, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but there was a girl laying in the middle of the floor, the Vietnamese girl, and they're all kind of talking about killing her and whatever. And I guess I wouldn't say.
Oh, no, wait.
that.
Let him finish. I know you and me are about to say the same thing. Go ahead and finish.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I guess I wouldn't say take that part out of the movie, but I felt like that was a little long and drawn out, and the music that fucking led up to him shooting her after staring at her for 45 seconds, and whatever.
That is in. Just relax, Jake. I got this.
Jake.
That is one of, if not the single most important parts of the movie.
Yeah.
Because he watched that woman gun down the only people that mattered to him.
So fucking do it, dude. Get it over with.
Because that's the
is
conflict.
not a real.
That's
that
the
is not a real
conflict.
take that you have.
Connor, that's the conflict. Imagine if you are vilifying this monster that has killed everyone you love and care about nearby you that day, and you come face to face with him, and it's a teenage girl, and she is begging you to end it. She wants
praying.
She wants nothing more than for you to put her out of her misery, but you're still staring at a teenage girl.
You would just coldly walk up to her and just pop her in the head and move on with your day.
Remember, he's not a
thing.
soldier. He's a journalist. He only shot at guys because they shot at him first. He's not there to kill people. He's there to watch other people do it.
Okay, so another soldier step up and fucking do it.
Dude, you can't even kill a spider.
I'm not saying I would do it.
The other soldiers were crueler because they wanted her to suffer.
And also, the other
He was
soldiers
the only one that wanted to put her out of her misery.
Yeah,
Connor, fuck you.
There were three people in that scene.
Fuck me, I'm the one saying
Also,
just do it and get it over with.
There was one other soldier there that did want to kill her, and that soldier didn't have the guts to do it either, because you know who's in command? He was. The guy holding the gun is assumed command at that point. He has to make those calls.
Didn't they all have guns at that point?
He assumed command, but the guy with the gun pointed at the girl, you understand what I'm saying? The guy with the gun pointed at the girl, he's the guy in command.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
Okay.
Did I say that in a way that confused you, Jay?
I know what you meant, but
Yeah.
yeah, I could see how it might come across confusing.
But at that point in time, he's got to make a call that's way beyond the level of choice he ever expected to make.
He is standing right there where Animal Mother has basically the same kind of thought of just like, fuck this person, I'm gonna let her suffer. She just gunned down the people that I care about,
And also-
my CO, and I am here just gonna be like, fuck her.
And
fuck
Animal
her.
Mother's not out of line for that either.
No, it's not.
They're both right, because there is no right in the situation.
It's almost like that's the point of the movie.
Yeah.
Dude, war sucks.
Yeah, that's
It's
also
almost like
kind
you're
of
getting
the point of the movie.
It's almost like you're getting it.
I've said for years that war sucks, and I am not cut out for it.
Is that an original thought? Did you come up with that one?
Absolutely. I know very well deep down I am not cut out for the war.
The fact that your predication for this whole thing was, I don't know, this one scene where they were in like a destroyed building and there was this girl here. I don't know what was going on. Even though there was like this whole scene where people are getting gunned down and they are fighting tooth and nail to get up to her. Cowboy gets shot when they think they're safe, even though obviously he was standing in front of that.
Yeah,
What a fucking
but to be
dumbass.
fair,
What a fucking dumbass.
but to be fair, Cowboy is just trying to keep his boys alive.
He is.
He's trying
He is
so
assumed command.
unbelievably
Yeah.
hard, and he's
Yeah.
doing all of the right things.
He 100%
Even
is.
when they force his hand and he has to go follow Animal Lover, or Animal Mother, even
Yeah.
when he doesn't want to make that move, he follows him and he still does his absolute best to keep his.
And he
squad
doesn't take
safe.
the whole squad either.
No,
he
he
only
takes
takes
part
a
of them.
small group. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that whole, I don't know, 40 minutes that lead up to this, their trek there, them getting lost, them assuming new command because of that person who gets shot, that whole thing leads up to it, and it's all in a build up to that decision.
And then to cap off this scene that I've seen this movie a good number of times, that scene at the end where he is staring at that girl and you can see everything on his face.
You can see the fire reflected in his eyes, which is one of those things that when I was a kid I never noticed, but as an adult seeing that, the imagery is wild.
Yeah,
There
I mean,
was-
that's Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah.
He is
It's
known
so
for that.
good.
There
But-
was, real quick, one scene where the scene was two of the soldiers shooting forward, so you were looking at their back, but there was fire somewhere on the screen too, and you could see it reflecting off the glass in the camera, and I thought that was pretty fucking cool. I don't know
Yeah,
why
it's
that
beautiful.
stuck
It's
out to me,
gorgeous
but I
though,
was
right?
like, dude,
Yeah.
that does look
It's
good.
cinematography on a masterful level that will never be recreated.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Kubrick's whole thing is that he pushes for that so hard.
Dude, those cameras don't even exist anymore.
Yeah, I saw they shot on RE cameras, which I was like, oh, nice. Those are cool.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, don't worry about it. But yeah, that whole scene at the end where you can just see the struggle, and as he's like, I have to shoot this person, but I don't want to, and then he finally does it. And then to follow that scene up with them walking and singing the fucking Mickey Mouse Club song.
I was about to
It's
say, one of the
such-
strongest, in my opinion, one of the strongest moments in that movie is when you hear them start to chant the Mickey Mouse song.
Yeah.
Because to them,
Joker as well.
because to them, that's just another day at war.
Yep.
And tomorrow, he's gonna have to do that again.
And
And
that is life.
yeah, and his monologue at the end, I love it so much. It's so insightful because you can tell that he's doing his absolute best to make sure that it comes across in a way people understand it.
Yeah.
And he knows that if he tells them what happened, people will never understand how it happened or why it happened.
He was like, I'm scared for my life. I am glad to be alive, but tomorrow's another day, and I get to do it all again.
And every man that is also alive is also glad that they are living.
Yep.
And that's such a strong statement to me. It's like, even, he's not saying just us, it's them too. Every man that is alive is now glad that they are still living.
As they are invading a foreign land, and these people are just protecting their home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
That is deep.
also the interviews with the documentarians that are there, I love the dichotomy of each person's answer.
See, I was gonna say I felt like that just went on too long.
Well, the point of that is to show you that they all went there because they thought they were going to be heroes. They don't give a fuck about this war. They want to be heroes. That's it. They don't care who they're killing. They don't know why they're killing them. They don't give a shit why they're killing them. They just know
that's Hartman's whole thing at the beginning. Is he is like, you are a Marine.
You are a killer.
You are a killer.
That is what you do.
You are born to kill.
And when you die, you will die for America.
Yeah, and you will join your brothers. You will always be a Marine, even after you are dead.
Marines live on forever. That means you will live forever.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
It's
a
some
very-
fucking propaganda shit to get children to go out and kill each other.
Absolutely.
In my opinion, coming from a Marine household and a devout Christian household, it hits home for me a lot because my dad wanted me to be a Marine.
Yeah.
And I almost was before I decided to throw my life away.
Well,
But the imagery
that.
the imagery is very, it hasn't changed. You know what I mean? Like, even when I was 13 and 14, hearing stories from my dad talking about the Marines, hanging out at the recruitment place, it's the same. They still woo you with the same things. They still tell you that you're going to be a hero. That's what you are fighting for.
You are fighting to make a difference.
You are fighting for America and for your own patriotism. You will be a hero. That's what they tell you. They don't tell you that most of them aren't heroes. Most of them will not die heroes. Most of them will never do anything heroic. You know? But it's everywhere. It's plastered on there. So it's a message that even today, you can still kind of connect with it in a very unique way.
This is a scene I remember seeing as a kid too.
Oh, where they
tie him down
beat
with
him.
a blanket and hit him with all the soap.
The blanket party still just
What I hate,
it's so brutal to watch.
what I hate so much about that scene is how excited Cowboy is for it.
Yeah.
Cowboy pushes him off and he says, "Hey, do you want this to happen to you?" Basically, he's essentially saying, "You need to help or they will get you next."
Yeah.
It's not you can ignore it. You have to participate. He hands him the sock,
Yeah.
and says, "Are you gonna?"
Yeah, and you can see Joker
He doesn't want
doesn't
to.
want to, but at the same time he kind of does.
Yeah.
He is.
But you can tell that if they didn't tell him to, he would have avoided it.
he
He
wouldn't
probably
have done
would
it.
have just stuck back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, as he is the one who is basically assigned with getting the fuck up, on the straight and narrow.
He's the one who essentially is assigned with keeping that squad on graduation track.
Yeah.
Because Pyle can throw them all off.
I love the very beginning when they're getting their hair cut or shaved off, and he's got
The
that
smile.
dopey ass fucking
Dude.
grin from the beginning.
Same
that
smile he-
bitch ass dopey
The
ass.
same smile he
fucking-
has
yeah.
when he gets introduced and he's getting yelled at, and he just tells him to wipe that shit-eating grin off his face.
I'll give you 5 fucking seconds.
He says, "If you don't wipe that shit-eating grin off your face."
Well, anytime, sweetheart. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I can't believe you remember when we decided that you were gonna throw this on him.
Yeah.
I was so excited for that week leading up to when we told him. Do you remember how hyped I was for that
you were
discussion?
pumped.
Can I throw you guys my favorite quote?
Please.
Absolutely.
"You had better unfuck yourself or I will unscrew your head and shit down your neck." I don't know what it is about telling somebody to unfuck themselves that feels so personal to me.
Yeah.
I would cry. I would cry salty tears.
I would cry salty tears.
Oh man. Did you have a favorite moment,
Nothing super sticking out. The first half
Hell
of the
yeah,
movie
man.
sticks out to me a lot more. Like, I guess
So
I
you
just
like the
remember
boot camp half better?
I guess so, yeah. I just remember a lot
it
more
golden.
about the boot camp. Yeah, I guess there's no real, like, specific moment that sticks out. I just know all the moments of whenever Sergeant tells, I forgot what his name was, like, you're the fucking, he fires one guy and makes
promotes
him,
Joker.
Yeah. And now he's helping out Homeboy. I was just like, dude, that's fucking me, and I would need someone like that. You know what I mean?
I love that scene also because Joker clearly has zero interest in a leadership position. And all of a sudden, he's got one. And
Yeah.
he goes, okay, that's my job now.
Yep.
He just shuts the fuck up and he does it.
I love leading up to that too. Whenever Hartman's like, "Hey, do you love the Virgin Mary?" "Sir, no, sir." And then he fucking punches him in the stomach, and he has like, "Well, I can't change my answer because no matter what, I'm getting beat."
I love his responses. "Sir, I believe that no answer that the recruit gives will be considered correct, sir."
I remember thinking
And that's a
that,
beautiful
man, he
moment.
stood on ground, yeah.
And Hartman appreciated it.
Yeah.
He respected that because at the beginning he said he is mean, but he is fair.
Yep. And that's the thing that I like about his character is he feels that way.
Yeah, yeah.
It feels like he doesn't want them to die.
Yeah.
It feels
he
like that's
is
his
genuinely trying to train them.
His goal is to keep as many of those kids alive as he can,
Yeah.
and they don't get it. And
Yeah.
he understands that they don't get it, and he understands that they're going to hate him for this.
Yeah.
But his job is to keep them alive.
And he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
And he
does his
dies
job
doing
well.
it.
And then one of them kills him.
Yeah. But that's the thing. He dies doing it, and he trains some very mediocre Marines. They almost all get fucked immediately.
Oh, it's funny.
A lot more prostitutes than I expected to see.
Not enough.
Oh, yeah.
The Vietnam
what-
War, not enough.
Did you forget our conversations about the clap?
Oh, I remember
everywhere.
that.
Yeah, did you forget when
like an
Jake?
applause.
Yeah, did you forget when Jake said that the clap is like a handshake when you go overseas? Everybody has one.
I
I
also,
guess I just didn't expect to see it as much. I guess there was only like 2 or 3 scenes, really, but
I remembered the boot camp being longer. I remembered it being a pretty even half and half.
No,
but
it's only
not.
like-
It's 45
Yeah,
minutes. I checked
yeah.
the timestamp when it swapped over. It's 45 minutes.
Yo, what's your favorite scene?
Oh, the end. Whenever he's standing over that girl that we talked about a whole lot. Like, that is a phenomenal scene of the humility and the just everything about that is just encapsulating everything that Joker is going through up to that point. But yeah, just about this character who, like you said, he doesn't want to fight a war, but here he is. And speaking on that, I love the Born to Kill on the helmet with the peace sign and the general, whoever that guy,
Yeah,
colonel,
he's a
comes through and even
colonel.
calls him out on it, and he has the whole scene, but he's like, "I think it's something to do with the dichotomy of man, sir." And it's like, yeah, that's part of it, but it's also just, that's Joker's character of taking the piss. He doesn't take
Yeah.
anything too seriously,
Well,
and
and
that's part of it. That's the only way you can get through this shit.
I also just love how direct Joker is.
Yeah, yeah.
He will just tell you what's going on.
Yeah,
Yeah. It feels very refreshing.
it does.
You know?
What about you? Do you have a favorite scene?
I have 2 favorite scenes.
Please.
One of them is actually both my favorite and my least favorite scene. It's when Joker and Animal Mother meet and they have their pissing match.
Of course.
Some of the worst dialogue I've ever seen. But as somebody who spent a lot of time with Marines, that's kind of how they talk.
I will
It's-
say every single thing Animal Mother says, you kind of cringe at,
Yeah.
but his character is this dumb, I assume, country boy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's going to be out speaking Shakespeare. Like,
And I know people will shit on me on the internet for exposing this, but a lot of the people I know that are Marines and a lot of my family members that are Marines don't go out to impress. That's absolutely the last thing on their mind is to impress you. So they're not as much dumb as they are just not afraid of you thinking they're dumb.
yeah.
You know? And
I think Animal Mother is dumb.
yeah, he is dumb.
Yeah.
But I like that you get that impression
Yeah.
from them during that pissing match. Joker is by far and away the intellectual in the group, and he has absolutely zero problem casting aside the fact that he's the intellectual and going down to their level to show them, hey, we went through the same fucking boot camp.
We are over here together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shot the same amount of rounds you did, and I qualified at the same rifle marksman training you did,
Yep.
and I had to get up at the same fucking time to ruck every morning that you did, you know?
Absolutely.
And that just, it was a very well-written scene that I feel like a lot of other movies in this context miss out on, is showing that the soldiers don't respect each other just because they're soldiers. A lot of movies make the soldiers like, oh, all of a sudden they meet for the first time and, oh, we're brothers.
You're right.
It's like, that's a thing that doesn't happen. You know, you are a liability until you prove otherwise to anybody who's fighting with you for the first time.
that is true.
And I love that they say that exactly that about Animal Mother, where it's like, man, you want this guy in your corner.
Yeah.
All he needs for the rest of his life is someone throwing grenades at
Yeah.
him, and he will come alive. And at the end, he fucking proved it.
Yeah.
He proved that far and away.
Well, at one point, there's the scene where he runs out to get. I'm drawing a blank on his name.
8-Ball?
8-Ball, I think.
8-Ball and Doc.
Yeah, they're on the ground, and he runs out there to get them, and you see it click in for a moment, and he goes from the way he is portrayed to being an actual soldier.
Yes.
And his training kicks in, and he
Yes.
understands that cover is important. I need to layer my lines of fire. If
Yep.
I'm moving, I need to cover that line of fire early before I move. I need to discern where that's coming from. It's well written for
It is.
a movie that's not written by a soldier.
Yeah.
You know?
I can't imagine Stanley Kubrick ever being out in the fucking front lines.
He would never. Mainly because they don't have tea.
Well, other than that.
There was one spot. They were in a city somewhere, and they were getting shot at by a sniper, and like one or two guys get shot individually, and I just remember thinking like, oh my god, dude. See, that's why I wouldn't make it. I'd fucking panic, and I'd get shot.
Yeah, believe it or not, that's the scene that we were talking about where Animal Mother runs out and finds the sniper
Oh, is
and
that-
lays down the lines of fire and gets cover.
Painful.
That's
Yeah.
Painful. It's so painful.
Yeah, see.
But yeah, that my favorite scene is that one. It's also my least favorite because it's hard to watch, but
Right.
it feels painfully awkward in a way that real life does.
And there is a lot of that movie, both halves that have that. I mean, it's also when they're on the chopper and the guys get some, get some, get some, and you see it flip, and he's
shooting civilians. He's shooting
They're just
people
running.
carrying bags of clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, were those civilians? I
Yeah.
thought they were still like
No,
soldiers.
no,
100%
they were
those
women
are
and children.
civilians.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
no
see some of them
shit.
are clearly children too.
And I love I believe it's Joker who says how can you shoot women and children?
And
Do
he
you
said,
remember the line?
he says, does he say it like this?
He goes, easy. Don't lead him so much.
Oh yeah,
He says it so calm,
Yeah.
so cool, like it's not even a thought. It's,
Yeah.
yeah, just don't lead him so much. You
Yeah.
can hit him, whatever.
My other favorite scene is during
Brutal.
during the fight when the base is attacked at the beginning, right afterwards when they're witnessing the carnage and they go in to talk to the guy who was very cool, calm, and collected beforehand, and then he just straight up says, "Hey, we lost this war. This war is over. What we need you to do is go make us look good.
Yeah.
You're not going out there to get real pieces. What we need is you to make our exit look as good as you can, because this war is going to end in a few weeks.
Yeah.
And we're not going to be the people winning."
Yeah.
And that was a very well put scene to me. It felt like military bureaucracy. This
Yeah,
guy that
absolutely.
yesterday was super confident that we can cover whatever we want. We're in the safe zone. It's no big deal. To now, we're fucked, dude.
you gotta make us look good.
They got us where we sleep.
Yeah.
And not just us, they got everybody else worse than they got us.
This may be a silly question, but did we win the Vietnam War?
No.
No, we did not. Okay.
No.
Depends on who you ask, but the true answer is no.
True answer is
we
no.
left the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
If you want to ask the historians, but the truth is we were asked to leave at gunpoint.
Okay.
So it wasn't like, it was less of an ask and more of a, hey, you
Get
guys
the fuck
should
out.
maybe get out of the room in 10, 9, 8.
Okay.
Yeah. And believe it or not, we made things dramatically worse there.
Excellent.
That's shocking.
I know. I know.
Us? Kind of going back on that scene where the two people get shot, as Connor called it. I love that the first guy, 8-Ball, goes out. Also, God, what a fucking shit job. Hey, go find a way through. Yeah, okay. And then he just runs across that open area.
He literally did not even attempt to take cover to
None
see if there was a
whatsoever.
sniper. He just goes
He
in
just
between
went.
those two buildings. And of course, he gets shot in the perfect circle
Of
where
course.
there's visibility.
Yeah, I love how he got his shit rocked, and less than half a second later, they fucking lit those two buildings up with everything they had. And of course, it didn't do anything. The sniper wasn't even in that building.
No.
But I just love one shot from the Vietnamese took him down. And then America and all our fucking might, we are gonna just come at you with everything and not even move the needle.
Probably 300 rounds.
Not
probably
a
300 rounds.
minimum.
Yeah. A
Plus
lot of-
some explosives too. Just,
Well,
yeah.
I also love that a lot of those dudes are firing on burst, and to me, that's wild. There's select fire so that you can shoot on single fire till you attain a target that's close range. Then you switch to burst.
Yeah. No, we're just peppering
see,
that.
Yeah.
There was those couple scenes where they were just blasting the outside of a building, and I felt like it was dramatized a lot, because I don't know, it looked like there was tanks shooting at those buildings, because there was always explosions and shit, and I don't think any of them had like
one of them had
right?
a grenade launcher,
One
And
of them
another had a
grenade
little
launcher?
rocket
Yeah.
as well.
And they
shit,
also-
I guess I didn't realize that.
The M60 kicks up a lot of dust. Those
Yeah.
rounds are very big, and they're shooting at a stupidly high cyclic rate.
Yeah.
So they'll go through a wall, and then through the next wall, and then through a person or two, and then into the ground.
Well, shit.
And then even further after that.
Yeah, they'll hit the devil himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would never lie about the ballistics of a round.
I feel like we've talked a lot about the second half of the movie and not as much about the first half.
Can I say something about the first half real
Please.
quick? There's scene where they're rucking and Pyle's walking like this and he's humping and you see Jack or Joker just kind of walking next to him and he's just looking like, fuck.
God damn it, this fucking guy.
And that's when the drill instructor just jogs up casually. And I love him just casually, like speed walking almost, not
Yeah.
even jogging. Speed walks up to them, tilts his head and starts talking shit. He's like a robot. He's just,
He fucking
whoop.
sees that shit.
Yeah. And that it just, I would never make it. I would
I
never.
would not either.
That's what I've been saying.
I say that, but these guys were dumb fucks as well, and they made it through, so
Yeah, but
Well, yeah.
fear and patriotism can do a lot for a man.
that is true. Very, very true.
Because once you sign up, it's scary. The fear drives you, you know what I mean?
I mean, that we're speaking all around it, but I mean, that's Pyle. I mean, Pyle is a massive fuck up. It's
Yeah.
like, who knows why he wanted to join in the first place, but he's there.
Well,
And he is stuck in it.
I might be reading too much into it, but I feel like Pyle's character was kind of to show what happened to people who were in the system at that point. Because there were a lot of people that had no business joining that war.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people that they joined up because their dad joined, because their brothers joined, because their teachers told them to join, because everybody else was joining. They had absolutely no business being there. People that should not have been fighting a war that joined with severe mental disabilities that were not scanned properly because they needed bodies on the ground.
And we fucking gave him.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're talking about that character.
And Private Pyle seems like he was inducted with severe mental disability. He was treated unfairly, and he was probably pushed into joining because that's what other people were doing. And somebody in his family either told him he needed to, or worse, told him he couldn't, which made him decide to go do it.
Yeah. It definitely seemed like he wasn't gonna fucking leave.
No.
Yeah, they even said it was what Cowboy and Joker, I think, were going like, oh yeah, he's gonna Section 8. He's gonna
Yep.
Section 8.
And he could've.
He fucking didn't.
That's why I feel like that character.
For everyone, can you describe what Section 8 is?
I was just
washing
about
out.
to ask.
Yeah.
You're washing out of boot camp. Either you physically harm yourself to the point where you can be honorably discharged, or you can get a psych evaluation that deems you unfit to hold a rifle.
Yeah.
Or you just become that much of a hassle.
Become that much of a hassle.
Nah, that's not a
Okay.
joke.
That's what it
I
is.
mean,
yeah.
no, I get that. I know
And
that's
there are a lot of people that do wash out. It happens all of the time.
Yeah.
And it's something that's very shameful, but it does happen all the time. And it's not that hard to do. And
Yeah,
there are a lot of
see-
people that injured themselves so they could get out.
when he was shooting, when they were still at camp, he was shooting that rifle, and he fucking leans in. Oh, looks like we found something you're good at. Fucking whatever. And it was like, nice, dude. Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, he's finally getting it together.
And
yeah.
that scene's very sad for me because you see him smile and then he goes back to shooting his rifle and he stops smiling.
Yeah.
And that's a dude that doesn't stop smiling for anything. So it feels like, oh, I found something I'm good at. And I hate it.
Yeah. It's this
Yeah,
of all
see,
things.
it's this.
Fuck. Yeah.
And also, we
Never.
haven't ruled out the questionability of the draft.
Never would have
That is
thought
true.
There's
that
a-
deeply into that.
Yeah, there's a high likelihood that he had no choice.
And was just drafted into it.
But either way, I think it's a statement on the way the military was very much more bodies on the ground, less worrying about the problems that happen to them or are pre-existing with them.
Yeah, I love the, and it's the Kubrick fucking staple, but the Kubrick stare. You don't get it any fucking better than from Private Pyle in this, where it's the head down, eyes up, creepy grin.
Speaking of,
That's why I brought it up.
I would say it's just about to play in the background again for a second. That one, that looking down at him.
That's the
Yeah.
Kubrick stare. It's in like just about all of his movies where that's the moment where you know the character has gone full to range.
Yeah.
And my God, it's so creepy. He does it so well.
And speaking of this scene, I do love this scene because Joker clearly feels like he's next. He is terrified that the next bullet is going for him.
The
He's
scene
doing
where Kyle kills Heartland.
In that scene, Joker's doing his best to calm him down and get the gun pointed at somebody else.
Yeah.
And then when he realizes that the next person he's going to point it at is himself, you see the panic in his eyes, and he goes, "Oh fuck! I don't need to be worried about me anymore. I need to be worried about him." And it's a scary scene.
It is.
I can
it's terrifying.
I hate to reference this, but I've been in situations with a homeless person before where I could tell they were that level of deranged, and I didn't know what they were seeing when they were looking at me. And it felt like I wasn't what they were seeing, you know?
Right.
And that's a scary feeling.
Yeah, see, you just think so much more deeply into scenes like that than I do.
Well, part of that is because we're rewatching them to think deeply about them. So when I rewatch them, I have the excuse to sit down and really overanalyze. Because I mean, me and him have talked about this movie before. He'll tell you a lot of this is from me rewatching it recently and getting to really sit down with the interviews and the thoughts and kind of go look at the perspective of the writers and the actors.
Yeah. Yeah, see, for me, I know, like you mentioned earlier, I did have a little bit of experience with this movie, but for the most part, I'm watching these movies for the first time.
And that's nice. I'm glad that you liked it to a degree.
Me too.
It was all right.
Oh, wow. I feel like it's getting worse.
Yeah, his opinion's gotten worse as we've talked about it.
No,
let me ask you,
like I
better
said,
than From Dusk Till Dawn?
I liked that one a little more. I just got more invested into that one, I guess. But ultimately, this is obviously a good movie. You know what I mean? I know I'm of a minority that just doesn't give a shit about movies, and I don't appreciate it for what it is, and blah, blah, blah. But I know it's a good movie.
That's why we do this. We don't expect you to give a shit, but we like that our opinions can kind of show you the things you missed, and hopefully at some point later, you'll think deeper. And if not, that's okay. It's just fun sharing our opinions.
Yeah.
Also, Connor, do you want some suck? I
Absolutely.
love you a long time.
Absolutely.
You want some suck?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Her right here.
I love how also in that one scene later, and it goes down from $50 to $15, and then down from 15 to 10, and then down to 5.
The guy's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
She does the same thing here, doesn't she?
I think it's 15 to 5 here.
They talk her down here.
My mom only lets me spend $10 or fucking whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good movie, though. I love it. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Oh, for me, it's a 10. 10 out of 10. It's my favorite movie of all time. It's my number one.
So we've got a 10 out of 10, a 9 out of 10. Lay it on us.
I'd give it a 7.
Stop. No, it's not a 7
I myself would give it a 6, but I was just trying to give it a little bit of credit for it being a good movie.
Did
but
you just say?
A 6.
I think that you gave From Dusk Till Dawn like a 6.5.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I was more invested in that one, like I said.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This one should at least be lower than that, yeah.
Oh, well.
For me, I think the world of this movie. I think it's fantastic. But at the end of the day, it's not a movie that does the most for me. It's not the movie that I connect to. I don't think certain aspects of it are just unbelievable, although I do think it's good. For me, the reason it's my favorite is because I saw it at a very impressionable age. It is a movie that I saw way too young that really spurned my love of movies. This one and Pulp Fiction are the two that I go back to that I saw that my dad showed me when he definitely shouldn't have. And I just went, holy shit, I've only been watching Land Before Time. This is what movies can be? Holy shit. And I really, really sparked something inside me that I probably didn't even really realize at the time. But yeah, this movie means the world to me. I think it's fantastic.
I loved it when I... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I did have to pause it a couple times, and at some point I had to leave to go get Aiden from fucking summer school and whatever.
Did he watch it with you?
He watched like the last 30 minutes.
Oh,
and
the
he
brutal
didn't even
part,
really
really.
watch it. He just fucking was out in the living room with me.
Gotcha.
Gotta start him young.
Yeah.
I watched this movie when I was young as well, and I enjoyed it, but I feel like I really connected with it more over the last 2 weeks, getting to watch it with a more critical eye and feeling the nostalgia more separate from my childhood life also, and being able to connect some of the dots to understand that, yeah, when I was growing up, it was the same shit. Same shit, different color, you know? Like, that is what the military is.
It is.
And that is a very brutal, bare bones explanation of what it is, but it is ultimately not terribly inaccurate. And I connected with it more than I expected to on rewatch.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, it went from an 8 to a 9 for me.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Because I love Kubrick. We both love Kubrick in general. But I love this movie from a nostalgia perspective, but we're really paying attention to it. It made me feel significantly more than I expected it to make me feel. And that's kind of my barometer for movies is on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does it make you feel? Even if it makes you feel disgust.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm the same way.
Even if it makes you feel ugly or like you don't like it, how much did it make you feel?
I had a very recent fuck up. My girlfriend has really started to enjoy Futurama.
Yeah.
And I've been showing her a lot of episodes, but I've been holding off on
Jurassic Park. Yeah.
But the other night I was like, hey, do you want to watch this episode? A lot of people consider it to be, one of the best episodes. It's
people, yeah.
It's kind of heavy, but it's really good. And she was like, yeah, sure.
It's kind of heavy. That's how you prepared her with kind of heavy.
I didn't want to go too.
This is your fault.
It 100% is. I didn't want to go too far into it because I didn't want to have any sort of preconceived notion. I didn't want to have to speculate ahead of time. I was just like, hey, just a heads up.
Can I ask real quick before we get too far?
Please.
How long did it take before she cried?
She was crying before the episode ended.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, same, actually.
Same.
And it got to the end, and I realized I fucked up, and she was very, very much like, this was so unbelievably sad. Why did you do this to me? And I was like, but it was really good though, right? And she was like,
she couldn't see through the sad.
And
she
I was
couldn't
like,
see through the sad.
And I was like, but see, it made you feel something, and so that's good. It means it's really good. And she's like, no. Don't ever show something like this to me ever again.
Yeah.
And I went, yeah, okay. Damn it.
That's something that happened with Breaking Bad in a particular episode that I won't spoil, but a character that another main character is in a relationship with passes away in a very, very unfortunate and preventable series of circumstances.
Ugh, yeah.
And a lot of people did not connect well with that episode. And I think their disconnect was not that the episode was bad, it's that it made them feel things that they were very unprepared to feel.
Yeah, that's a rough scene.
And
that is a rough scene.
A lot of people who have been through something similar to that get hit hard by that scene.
Absolutely.
It's a tragic scene, and a lot of people did not enjoy it because it was too close to home. And that's the thing that they didn't realize. It's like, hey, this is feeling. Whether it's good feeling or bad feeling, the directors did what they set out to do. They made you feel.
Yeah.
Now, see, I'm on your side with that. If a movie or a TV show, mostly a TV show, can make me cry, I don't consider that a bad thing.
No, it's not just crying. Sometimes it's, if I feel like I need to step away, that means I'm feeling something so strongly
kind of way,
that I got to get out of here. I got to skedaddle, bro.
I can't say I've ever felt so strongly that I felt like I had to remove myself from the situation from watching a movie or a show or something, but I've definitely fucking cried watching many different things.
Good.
Me too, every day.
Yeah,
I cry all the time.
Dude, I cry watching Red vs. Blue.
Yeah, Jilly makes fun of me all the time because genuinely, I cry all the time at movies and shows. That shit, it'll get to me.
I'm a crier.
Back to the movie at hand. I thought it was wonderful. I appreciate us deciding to bring it up because I have a newfound interest in it and a very unique connection that I didn't expect to have through nostalgia to my family.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. I knew that you loved it. We've talked about it a bunch, but to hear that you have a newfound respect for it is awesome.
Yeah, and I'm sure I've told you that my dad recommended it to me, and and my dad recommended me watch this movie, and then after I watched it, he was like, "Hey, bud, don't tell anybody you watched that because I told you to watch that." and then I had a lot of questions, so we talked about a lot of things because he was in the Marines, not quite around that time, but not terribly far after it,
Okay.
80s.
Talking.
Yeah. Well, 79, so into 80s. Yeah. But he had some very interesting insights to tell me about how there were people that were coming back that really wanted to go home, but they didn't have a home because the way their family or the people treated their life due to the war's political effect. They stayed in the military till they died of depression or of over drinking or something because they were afraid of leaving the military at that point because it had done something to them,
Well,
sometimes you never really leave.
And that's why I feel like I connected with some of the stuff that he wrote about giving people's experience, because hearing my dad talk about it in particular, which a lot of his military experience I can't credit a lot, but it was just a very tough time to be a soldier,
I mean, I can imagine being a soldier is just tough, man.
Well, at that point in time, there was much more of a fear than there is right now of tomorrow we're going to war.
Yeah, see,
and war was a lot dirtier back then.
Yeah. And movies like that, it's very easy to get connected with the characters and stuff and oh man, they're really going through some shit and whatever, but kind of like what you were saying earlier, that's not just these soldiers, that's fucking every single one of them essentially.
Yeah.
On both sides too.
Yeah.
That's what the ending is trying to nail.
And that's why he says that every soldier that is still alive is grateful that they are still living.
Yeah.
And he's making the connection for people that he can't say it directly to. Hey, There are no bad guys in this war, and the reason there are no bad guys is because we are all fucking monsters.
Yeah, everybody thinks they're the good guy.
Yeah. I mean, that little girl he had to kill was a murderer. She was a mass murderer. By any scale, she was a mass murderer.
She killed 3 people.
But he's still a monster for killing her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She killed 3 people that afternoon.
Mm-hmm. That afternoon, in that moment. Who knows about earlier that day?
She didn't.
Day before.
Well, I'm going to say kind of bluntly, she didn't get to be that good of a shot without killing someone.
Exactly. I mean, that wasn't a sniper rifle that she had.
In that time, they didn't have ammunition to throw around for practice shots. You didn't have somebody following you to train you how to use a rifle adequately. You don't get to be that good of a shot and that quiet of a shot if you don't have practice.
Really says something about radicalizing the youth.
It does, doesn't it? It very much does.
It does.
So yeah, that's just some of my pit ramblings about it. Thank you guys for entertaining me.
Do you have anything else, Connor?
Not really.
You don't want to shit on my hopes and dreams next?
No.
You had better unfuck yourself
No, you.
before
I
I
will-
unscrew your head and shit down your goddamn throat.
I will rip your eyeballs out and skull fuck you.
I'm just gonna tell a couple small stories.
Okay.
You ready?
Hit me, baby.
So Connor comes into work the other day, right?
Right.
He opens up a pack of Kratom, right?
Oh, I know what this is. I know
I'm
what
with
this
you.
is.
He takes half of it, sits that motherfucker down in the table in his little cubby thing he keeps it in, turns around, literally turns around in a circle because he goes to grab his phone. So he turns backwards, picks up his stuff, turns back around to the table, right? He picks it up, the same package, and he goes, "Hey, I left this Kratom here from yesterday, apparently. And I didn't even know it." And then 10 seconds later, he goes, "Wait, this is the Kratom I opened earlier."
See, that is pretty close to what happened, but I don't know if I just spun around in a 360 and decided, oh, this is what I got yesterday.
You know, you turned around to go grab something from your bag, and then you looked at your phone, and you looked up and were like, "Hey."
And maybe I did something like that.
Object permanence just at an all-time zero.
No, but it was so funny because it happened fast enough that I was paying attention. I had not stopped paying attention to him yet, you know? It wasn't fast enough for me to get lost in my phone or to start doing some other shit. But that made me laugh so hard that I felt like I needed to share that with you.
Buddy.
It was early.
It was very early. It was like 40 minutes into our day.
I was EP.
Also, ice in milk is a crime.
No, it's not.
That is literally racist.
No, it's not. You
Jake,
can absolutely
weigh in.
put ice in milk.
Weigh in. Glad.
You put ice. Hang on. Connor, you put ice in your milk?
Absolutely.
What the fuck is
What
wrong
is
with
wrong
you?
with you?
It makes it cold. It makes
What?
it watery.
Yeah.
Wait,
Who the fuck wants watery milk?
Tell us why you like ice in your milk.
It keeps it cold. It keeps it. Shut up, bitch. I can't.
See, that's why we can't let you say things. You're not allowed to have opinions. I told you that would be racist, didn't I, Jake?
What are you doing, man? What was your childhood like?
Free.
Have you always put ice in your milk? Is that something you've always done, or is this like a recent habit?
Always, since the day I was born.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
Look me in the eyes right now.
I put ice in my milk.
That is disgusting.
Yeah.
You want... What? I don't...
No,
What's
I don't
wrong-
I don't put fucking ice in my milk.
What's wrong with you?
I wanted to
fucking
keep
monster.
that going, but you guys were
fucking
like, what
monster.
the fuck?
Yeah, because that's absolutely disgusting.
That's a bold move, man.
He showed me a video of ice and milk the other day at work, and I was like, okay, first of all, I'm not going to watch that because there's ice in that milk. And he said, what's wrong with ice and milk? And I said, that itself is wrong.
That is enough.
That is wrong.
Ice and milk is nasty. Don't do it.
I've seen people do it, and I never really even thought twice of it. Milk is something that I don't make very big glasses of because I'm not sure if I'm going to drink all of it.
This is how someone becomes radicalized.
This is right here in this moment. This is it. In this very moment.
Also, if I ever drink milk, I know it's not going to be a whole lot, so I just drink it straight out of the jug.
Hell
Yeah.
Hell yeah, buddy.
I'm going to roll through the list for you boys real quick, okay? We ready?
Please.
Leeroy Jenkins turned
Sorry.
20 years old earlier this month. Did you guys hear that?
No.
Yeah, I did, and then I immediately went, oh yeah, who gives a fuck? And then moved on with my life.
Yep. All right, lightning round. The Netflix CEO's statement that YouTube doesn't have any professional-made content. No YouTube content is professionally made in any regard, says the Netflix CEO while trying to lobby for more Netflix original content. How do we feel, boys? Because I want to beat that man in a game of chess.
I guess I've never even thought about watching YouTube's YouTube content.
I mean, that's what we make. We are YouTube content.
I know, but I'd never thought to go on YouTube and look up YouTube and watch the videos, you know?
Yeah, no, you never go to YouTube and watch stuff.
Shut up. You know what I'm talking
Like
about.
what?
Go to YouTube and search YouTube's channel on the YouTube
That's
website.
not what I'm talking about. YouTube in general, like the whole platform, does not have any professionally made content. He's saying YouTubers aren't filmmakers. That's the statement he's making.
Oh, okay. I totally perceived that wrong. And I was like, what the fuck?
Did I say it whack?
No, I knew what you meant.
All right.
No,
Yeah, he said that
what-
YouTube as a platform it does not have any professionally made content.
Yeah, see, I guess the way I perceived it is they were saying, like, YouTube's content is like you and I would make a little YouTube production and then put it on YouTube's actual channel. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah,
Does YouTube have an actual
YouTube
channel?
Originals is gone.
Was that ever a thing?
It was, yeah. It was, yeah.
Was
Laser
it?
Team 2 is a YouTube original.
I have no idea.
Yeah, they would have production companies do like blanket movies for them. They also had a streamer movie. They had a High School Musical reproduction thing they did as well.
Oh, shit.
That doesn't sound real. And also, I'm going to say right now, I agree with that man.
I'm so glad you do.
I'm
so glad
I
you
agree
do.
with that man.
Yeah, you think no YouTube content is professionally made?
No. I think he had a poor choice of words, but what I am going to assume his intention behind that, I completely agree. That I would never in 1 million years the thing that I would go to Netflix for, I would never go to YouTube for. And I would assume that's the comparison he's trying to make as he is lobbying for more Netflix content.
Yeah, to a degree, but I also think that there's a lot of incredibly well-made independent film on YouTube. There are shorts like the Star Wars independent stuff, the SCP independent movies, the Wendigoon movie, Laser Team was an independent YouTube movie.
I love
Those were
watching-
productions made by YouTubers.
Yes, I don't think of those as YouTube productions, especially with something like Laser Team, where they made that separate. That was for Rooster Teeth.
But 4 months after it came out, it was a YouTube original, and you could watch it on YouTube exclusively. Same thing with Laser Team 2. It launched on YouTube.
Yeah, I stand by that.
Yeah. I mean, I firmly think that there are incredible professionally made pieces on YouTube, including a lot of documentaries.
I like how Laser Team 2 is the hill you're going to die on for that too. This is a professionally independent, like, incredible thing.
No, I'm just saying that there are professionally made movies. There's a lot of garbage. There's stuff that is there is far worse content released on Netflix's original platform than Laser Team, and I'll die on that hill.
I've never seen
I'll die on that hill any day.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Netflix is trash.
I think
That's
the
why
bar
I canceled it years ago.
Yeah, I think the bar that Netflix set is so dramatically low that they can't even pretend like they can compete with what you're getting out of YouTube's documentary side, at least.
I do not give a fuck about what Netflix is putting out. Outside of the last season of Stranger Things, and even that I've started to really lose any sort of care about. Yeah, no, Netflix is trash. Don't get me wrong.
And I think that statement is completely daft, because just in the documentaries alone, there's more stuff released every single day at a higher production level than anything I see coming out of Netflix.
Well, yeah, no shit. I mean,
those are
user-created something where millions of people across the world
so
are
when
putting
he
stuff
says that
out.
there's no professionally made content on YouTube, because he's lobbying against people paying on Patreon for independent creators to do stuff. He's lobbying for them going to a platform. And I think that's totally false. I think there's tons of independent stuff that does come out like that is incredibly professionally made. And I think it deserves your money as much as Netflix does.
Is Stranger Things a Netflix original?
It is.
Yes, sir.
It is?
It's massive for them, too. The next season's coming out
this year, end of this year.
Is it this year?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a huge take for them.
Yeah, no, Netflix sucks.
See, I don't have any other streaming service except Netflix right now.
That's a shame, man. That's a shame. Do better.
Yeah, see, it's just not as important in our household. Brooke and I both don't necessarily watch a whole lot of movies.
Yeah, I don't watch a whole lot of them right now, but I really want to make that a point going through this summer is watching more movies. Taking the time, even if I'm rewatching old movies, besides just Star Wars.
That's all I do. All I do is watch movies.
Yeah, I know.
That's all I do.
And I envy the shit out of you, because that's very respectable. I consume very short-term content more than anything.
Oh, I could never.
I know.
Never. That's why I don't watch anything on YouTube.
Yeah.
I was going to say
That's why there's nothing professional on there.
Bitch. I was going
I'm
to
so
say
sorry.
I think it's wild.
Dude, what the fuck?
At some point, he's going to have to stop doing that.
Yeah.
So you were saying
something? You're such a bitch. Tracking back to something we were saying a little bit ago, I feel like for the next movie recommendation thing, we should watch something that's going to make us cry. Make us feel some feels.
Cold and dead inside. I don't know. Fucking,
Yeah, let's do it.
What, do you want me to pick the land before time?
Yeah.
I'll do it, baby.
We will cry. We will all cry. We will cry so much. Actually, I think that I can. Well, do you have something in mind directly, or do you want to let me do this one?
I mean, we've been swapping off, so yeah, you take the next one.
Something that'll make you cry in particular. I'm thinking Up.
Up?
God, don't make me watch that.
I was going to
No.
say, I have cried.
I mean, we
at Up.
can, but
No, not Up then. Not
no,
Up.
we can watch
no,
Up
no,
if you
no,
want.
no,
Movie's
no.
just trash.
No.
Movie is trash.
You could watch-
The only reason anyone likes it is because it has a great 5-minute opening.
Well,
Other
no,
than
I
that,
love
the rest of the
no,
movie
no,
is
no,
dog. ass
I
shit.
love the dog. I love the dog.
I didn't-
Doug?
That's it.
Squirrel.
Doug, yeah, Doug is the only thing I like. Doug is my favorite character.
I didn't cry at the beginning. I cried at the end.
Yeah, that's the point. So they wanted you to cry at the end.
But I always hear people saying, oh, the first 5 minutes of the movie, blah, blah, blah. But I cried at the end.
Yeah, that guy
What's that?
lost his wife that he loved so much, and Connor went,
Fucking
anyways, what's
loser.
next?
People lose loved ones all the time. Get over
Yeah.
it, old man.
No, dude, that scene where they...
Stop your crying, pick yourself up, bitch.
Switch the tennis balls on your cane, bitch.
That scene where he lands on the island, settles down, and opens up that photo album, and then like he turns to that page after she died, and it
Yeah.
says "Keep on dreaming" or whatever. Ugh,
Ugly
that fucking
cry.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that hit me.
I was about to say, Between the Pines is what I'm going to recommend.
The Ryan Gosling movie?
Yes.
Dude, that
Yeah.
definitely does not make me cry, but I like that movie.
Yeah.
I've seen it actually. Surprisingly, I've seen it like 3 times.
I was about to say, I feel like it would get him.
Yeah,
But I could be wrong.
Maybe.
I could be wrong. We'll wait. We'll see what happens.
After I watched that movie for the first time, I was like, man, I kind of want a dirt bike and just fucking ride it around.
Dude,
It was
Rob
so
Hanks.
cool.
Yeah,
was
dude.
so cool.
And tell me he didn't look sweet never wearing any equipment on that bike.
Of course.
Just a helmet.
never wearing any equipment.
Yeah.
You guys want to play some fucking games?
Dude, it's time for some games.
So I think that right now, Connor, you are in the lead on Jake Bucks.
Ayo!
Only because Kiba got to 75 and had to get reset back
That
to 0. But
doesn't matter.
Didn't I keep
oh my
extras?
God, Connor! Yeah, do you remember what you're at?
No, like
You're at
8.
17.
17.
Kiba is at 17 Jake Bucks and Connor is at 50. And as everyone knows, the
Nice.
first to 75, you cash that in and you become game host and you run the games. But that's
He's-
not happening yet.
He's probably still gonna get it at least
For the
one
second
more time
time.
before I do.
He's gonna lap you. It's very possible.
I'm gonna run a whole mile.
So I have 2 brand new games for us. The first one I really don't think either of you are gonna like, but you know, tough
Doesn't-
shit. We all have to do things we don't like.
That inspires confidence in me.
Yeah, baby.
That's exciting.
First game is called Pitch Meeting. I don't know if you guys know this. I have been I have a little side hustle. I've been doing some market research. I have found what the people want.
Yeah.
And I am really hoping that you guys can help me out in creating some new projects that will just fucking latch on and just stratosphere, baby.
Dude, I'll latch
Nothing
on.
but.
Okay.
I'm so good at latching on.
So who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
I am going to give you a prompt, and both of you will have to come up with separate pitches for this project. So whoever goes first will be at maybe a slight disadvantage, but tough. All right. What I want from you is a video game with a historical mystery that involves aliens.
Roswell, New Mexico, 1945.
Hit me.
Man wakes up in the middle of a field. Zero recollection of how he got there. His asshole, incredibly inflamed. No clue what happened, but he knows something's been crawling around inside him. What do you see next to him? The 10 Commandments on the ground, right there. Very historical. Very, very historical, right? 10 Commandments. And then next to that, a cave drawing of a mammoth. Wildly historical. You would not believe the history in this small field that this man wakes up with a swollen butthole.
Wow.
Yeah,
All
so-
in one place.
Yeah, no,
Impressive.
He
Impressive.
gets up. What's the first thing you do, right? You wake up with a swollen butthole in a field next to the 10 Commandments and a picture of a woolly mammoth drawn on a cave wall. What do? I call 911 immediately, right?
Of course.
Fucking 911. 911, how can we help you? I don't know how to explain what's happened. I have no clue. I just send somebody here now. Where are you? In a field next to the 10 Commandments and the mammoth. Oh yeah, we know where that is. cops show up, right? You following me? Okay,
I'm following. I'm with you on this
Okay,
ride.
We're straight into it right now. So the police show up. We get there. The cop's interviewing the guy, right? He's telling him, I don't know, man. I just woke up here. The 10 Commandments were next to me. This woolly mammoth is carved into this wall. It's carved now. It's not painted. It's gone to carved now at this point. So it's carved into the wall. You know, I mean, the script changes over time.
Of course.
So it's carved into the wall.
It's part of the
now.
mystery.
Yeah, it's carved into the wall now. And the police officer looks him dead in the eyes and says, sir, that never happened. And then he says, I'm sure it did. And that's when the officer reaches for his gun. And he says, that never happened. And the guy starts freaking out. And he says, I know it did. And the officer reaches past his gun and he pulls out a photograph. Yeah? Of the guy the night before, right? At a gay bar. Right? Yeah.
Okay.
And that's when the aliens show up and they abduct them all. Yeah? Okay, are you following me?
I'm following you.
Yeah, that's it.
The bait and switch. Wow.
Yeah.
God damn, I'm supposed to follow up to that.
Yeah,
dude, God
dude.
damn.
Well, I don't understand what part of that was a video game, but
Well, no, that's you're the character. You're doing all that, right?
Oh,
so
of course.
you're like, this is
This is like a
you're-
visual
Yeah,
novel?
so you have to go find the commandments and then you find the thing and it changes over time,
okay,
you know?
gotcha.
Yeah, you have to
That
calm down
sounds
when
like
you
the
have to
first-
choose.
That sounds like the first whole cutscene of a video game.
Well, all you have is a flashlight.
Well, naturally.
Yeah.
Where did he get it from?
Good question.
Yeah.
But you roam this field, right? You feeling me? So that's the premise for the game.
Right,
you don't go into a studio pitching gameplay.
Oh God, yeah.
You go into a studio pitching
Ideas,
game.
yeah.
You know? You guys know how it's played.
Oh, of course.
You guys know how it's played.
Oh goodness, now I don't feel good about my answer.
All right.
I was kind of thinking one as you were going, but it just didn't get as far as you did.
Well, I had no clue where that was going, even once we got there.
Yeah.
So Connor, please pitch to me a video game with a historical mystery that involves aliens.
Mine was a survival horror.
Historical. Let's see. So, back in 1975, there was reportings of weird lights in the sky, and there was a journalist going to journal on it.
Where at? Where were the lights?
The Grand Canyon
Oh, okay.
in New York.
1975.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon, New York. Yes.
Okay.
This is video game world. So,
Alternate history.
scene starts off with a reporter in a pickup truck driving on the highway, middle of the desert, middle of the night. A couple cars around him, not a super busy
Where did you
road.
say this was?
New York.
New York, in the middle of the
In the
desert.
Grand Canyon, yeah. In the middle of the desert.
He's driving through the desert in New York.
So, middle of the night, he notices
Of course.
all of a sudden the cars are disappearing, and no matter how long he drives, he feels like he sees the same obstacles going past him over and over again.
New York.
And then that's when he himself sees a light above him, shining not into his car, from above his car.
it New
So he
York?
looks out. Yes, it's the lights of New York City. Except it's a UFO abducting him. And that is where the scene cuts. Next scene, he wakes up tied down into a little metal chair. And
Like movie scenes? They're cutting like movie scenes?
yeah, kind of like movie scenes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now
kind of what
follow.
I'm picturing. And he currently has a probe device in his asshole.
Okay.
So that explains the swollen asshole on my end.
What's swollen asshole?
He
You
has a
haven't told us about
swollen
it.
asshole
Now-
because they have it pushed wide open.
Well, now he has a swollen asshole.
now
You
he's
never
got
mentioned
one.
that
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
It's just filled.
It's just filled.
Yeah.
And then it hurts him a lot, so he ends up passing back out from the pain. And then
course.
that scene is done.
Okay.
Okay.
Next scene, he's waking back up in his bed at home. Peaceful morning. Wife is downstairs making dinner or making breakfast.
Okay, with you.
Everything seems normal. He talks to his wife and says, "I think something weird happened last night," and she says, "You're fucking ridiculous. That sounds ridiculous. Listen to yourself talk. Go seek help." And then he kind of goes to seek help, and they don't believe him either. And now the video game starts off with him going somewhere to figure out how to convince these people that this shit really happened. What it's probably going to turn into is him having to get his asshole checked so they can
Okay.
see the damage that had been done to that.
I'm following you, yeah.
Is this like
to
a
his asshole.
Is this like a Telltale kind of style game?
Like I
Is that-
choose your own adventure almost?
I guess so, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
No,
gotta
you
make
guess so,
choices.
or
yeah,
it is?
yeah, absolutely.
It
You
is?
can make
Okay.
choices
Okay,
throughout
so
the game.
we're done with it, right? So we're good. That's
I
it.
guess, yeah, I guess.
Okay.
So where does the historical aspect? Where was the
it
historical
was in the
aspect?
past. It was in the past.
in 1975. That's historical time.
Yeah, that's not a very
Historical.
historical
Man,
year.
that was history. That was almost
I'll-
50 years ago.
Also, the mystery
Hold
was
on. That was almost 50 years ago.
Well, yeah, I guess that was 50 years ago, wasn't it? That was like on the dot 50 years ago. And the mystery was, how is he going to convince everybody that this is real? Or is he actually fucking crazy?
Ooh.
Bum, bum, bum.
I bet in the end he wakes up and he's in an insane asylum, and it's like, oh,
He's at a gay nightclub.
You'll have to
That-
play
that
it.
too.
You'll
That
have to
too.
play it.
This is the prequel to my game.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
wakes up in a gay nightclub and then in a field next to the Ten
Yeah.
Commandments and a woolly mammoth carving.
Yeah, and the police just know where that is.
Yeah, dude.
Well, okay. I've heard both of your pitches. I think the one that I'm gonna go with, I think is Kiba's.
Damn,
I think
I
I'm
really-
gonna go with Kiba's video game.
You guys have no idea how close I was to just telling you the plot of Destroy All Humans. I was this close, and then I said, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to improv.
That's funny. I was
right.
going to say, man, I thought I stood a chance, but...
Up next, there is just a lack of good kids movies. So I think that I want you guys to come up with a pitch for a kids movie about a group of time-traveling 10-year-olds that travel back to the 1800s London.
Okay.
Also, the story must involve sharks, because sharks are so fucking hot right now. They are so hot. So Connor, take us away.
There's a group of a couple 10-year-olds hanging out, a few 10-year-olds, let's say 4 or 5 of them. Really good friends, all neighborhood friends, talking about how much bullshit life is.
As
They can't
10-year-olds
stand-
do.
Yeah, they can't stand their parents, they can't stand having to do chores, they can't stand going to school. All they want to do is play video games, blah, blah, blah. And so one of them is really smart, and he's like, guys, we can go to not just a different place, but a different time where things were just easier. And they all collectively decide to go back to the 80s. And Homeboy makes the fucking time machine.
Back to when?
Was it the 80s?
1800s?
1800s.
You shouldn't have corrected
That's what
You should have just let him go. You should have just let him go.
But yeah, times were simpler back then. They didn't have to worry about internet and bullies and shit like that.
And the number before the 8.
Yeah, and the number before the 8. They barely even knew numbers back then. So he builds a time machine, and after X amount of time, they all collectively decide, all right, we're having one more dinner with our family, and then we are going to the 1800s. They have that dinner, gather up at the time machine, go to the 1800s, and they just fall into the ocean, and they're attacked by sharks. And one of them survives.
How many sharks?
7.
Like at least
least
7.
Like at least 7.
Maybe more.
Maybe more,
Maybe
yeah.
more.
That is a inside joke.
Oh God, another shark.
I was strongly guessing at that too. But yeah, one of them survives and he swims up to an island and he basically lives the life of castaway. He finds a tennis ball, or not a tennis ball, a volleyball, paints a little bloody handprint on it, grows old, and
So all the other kids died, right?
yeah.
Great kids movie.
I was just about to say I lost the aspect of it being a kids movie, but there were just children in
And
it.
the aspect
Hold on,
of
are we just,
1800s
are
London,
we just
too.
ending like Castaway where he just gets found eventually?
Yeah.
No, he
yeah.
said he got old.
And there were
Well, and then he
definitely
gets found.
there were definitely volleyballs back then.
That's
too.
what I was about to say. He gets old with his volleyball. He gets found.
Yeah. No, he doesn't get found.
No,
he doesn't
just
get
gets-
found.
okay.
That's a sad
So
ending to
first
this
of all,
story.
where was this supposed to take place?
London.
1800s. Yeah, nailed it. Nailed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
know everything about
London.
Kiba, what do you got, man? Let me hear your pitch.
We open 4 10-year-olds swimming for their lives. Swimming for their lives. They're panting. They're screaming. You can tell that they're panicked. You don't know what's going on, but you can tell that it's awful. Something has happened. Right? You following me?
I'm following.
And that's when we see it. The shark fin right behind them. 1 10-year-old under the water. Gone. Just like that. Blood everywhere. Shark fin disappears for a minute. We see the 3 left, the 3 10-year-olds that are left, almost to the shore. They're screaming, they're panting, they're barely gonna make it, right? 1 more 10-year-old, Dunsies. Just like that. We didn't even learn his name. It's gone so quick. My God, he was... Oh, fuck. Anyway, the other 2 barely make it to shore. They're sputtering, they're coughing, they lay out, they pass out from exhaustion, right? And that's when we get to flash back. Yeah, it starts as they pass out.
Oh
we
my
flash
God.
back 2025. This group of 10-year-olds exploring an abandoned hospital. They just saw it. They're just hanging out, doing their thing. In this abandoned hospital, there's a big red button underneath the desk, right? Nobody knows why. They all think it's a panic button, so nobody wants to hit it. But one of the 4 kids, right, excuse me, hold on, there's 5 kids at this point. We're
Oh
not
my
down to
God.
4 yet. But one of those kids hits the button. Immediately, booby trap. Grabs him, takes him in a net up into the sky, right? Yeah, he's stuck up there. And now these other kids have to go figure out how to get him out of this net, right? And that's when it happens.
Is that time travel?
That's time travel.
Whoa!
That's time travel. Yeah. They fall straight out of the sky, similar to the way that Connor's kids fell, but they fall on a pirate ship, right? Kid up at the top, still in a net. Now he's in the pirate's net.
Oh, shit.
They've caught him, right? It's awful. They're poking him with sticks and shit. They're speaking the pirate language. Oh, no. They kind of sound like Sylvester Stallone. Adrian.
That nails it. That
Yeah,
nails
right?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's when they kill him. Nobody knows what happened, but the kid just dies right there in the net.
Damn.
And the other kids, they jump for it. They jump into the water, shark-infested water, right?
Of course.
And that's when we pick up at the scene of them swimming to shore, right?
Right,
Hear me out?
right.
So then, guess where the shore is? It's a grungy, ugly, sandy shore. Docks of London. These are London spice pirates in the 1800s. They're here after the East India Trading Company's spice collection that they're carrying off the port. What can you do? What can you do?
What can you do?
It's just how it happens sometimes, you know? But these poor kids, the 2 of them that survive, of course, they wake up on the shore and they notice, this is 1800s London. How did we get here? And that's when they remember the button. But one of the kids remembers, there was some Japanese written on that button. What did that say? I don't know, but somehow this kid knows how to read Japanese. It's weird. But it takes them a couple minutes, so they sit there. The other kid's panicking. He's running around. He's looking for water. He's bleeding a little bit. He's freaking out because all his homies died, and this kid's sitting there. He's thinking about the Japanese on the button. He's deciphering it. He's getting through it, and then it clicks. This is all a simulation.
Oh!
It's not real. And that's when he wakes up. He was in VR the whole time.
Oh my God.
So he was safe to begin with.
None of his homies ever died. They're all in VR chat with him like, hey, dude, are you okay? A dude dressed like a
yourself
shark
up.
showed up.
Wow, that was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
That took me places. I was
was a
up,
good
I
one.
was down, I was left.
Yeah,
And
that was a good one.
it has a happy ending. They're all laughing in VR chat. Everything's fine.
I really didn't know how you were going to bring back from the,
It's a kids
the
movie.
child murder.
It's a kids movie, and you know what this is? It's a lesson. Too much screen time
Bad?
does bad things to
Does
you.
bad things.
Yep.
It really does.
Wow. Again, I feel like I am going to have to give it to
Yeah.
Kiba.
Parents and kids alike love this.
You're probably
And-
going to get every round. I'm not good at this one.
Connor, you didn't have them go to 1800s London.
I had no.
I did. Yeah, I did.
And it wasn't a kids movie.
I just
Although yours is marginally a kids movie.
Did you see me kind of grasping for straws at the end of how can I make this a kids movie? Because it's awful at this point. How do you put sharks in a kids movie?
Maybe it's
they have
a cute
kids movie.
companion.
They have
A funny talking shark. I don't know.
There's a kids movie called Sharks, isn't there?
Shark Tale?
Shark Tale.
Yeah,
With-
but is
with-
that about 10-year-old kids traveling back in time to London?
No, but
No,
it's got
definitely
sharks
not.
in it. That's
Definitely
what
not.
that was the original
What's the
stipulation.
next prompt?
Last one, baby. A stylish action video game about the sinking of the Titanic. Kiba, hit me.
The Titanic is preparing to take off. You and 5 friends, armed with assault weapons, gifted to you by the German Reich. You
course.
have been sent to sink the Titanic. Your main goal, make it look like they hit an iceberg. Yeah?
So you're the bad guys?
You following me?
Shit.
No Russian.
No Russian.
No
of course.
Russian. No Russian.
No Russian.
So hear me out. You're disguised as guests, right? Your guns smuggled into lifeboats. No wonder some of them didn't work. Right?
Shook.
You're wandering around the party, sowing disinterest, ruining relationships, cock-blocking gorgeous young gentlemen. Yeah?
Whoa.
Yeah? Splitting up wives and husbands and wives and wives.
Oh, no.
Yeah?
All
Right?
the ladies.
Yeah. Halfway through the cruise, if you can call it that, that's when all hell breaks loose. Zombies come crawling out of the port side from over the side of the ship. We don't know where they came from. Nobody's equipped to handle this. Help us! Help us! And that's when you bust out the MP40. And it's all downhill from there.
Oh, it's all over?
And we thought we were gonna sink the ship. It was the iceberg all along.
Oh.
We fight through the zombies, we save the ship, and that's when it happens. We hit an iceberg. The the sink. The ship's going down.
For some reason, I didn't expect you to say we hit an iceberg. I thought you were going to go a totally different direction with it.
Yeah, and that's it, man. It's still the same tragic ending, just different way to get there.
I love it.
And
It's
you know,
sad.
and you know why nobody found out about the zombies?
Sunk.
Exactly. Ship sank.
Shit.
Evidence is gone, bro. Connor, please hit me. Stylish action video game about the sinking of the Titanic.
All right.
Real quick, you know the style was the German outfits and everything, right? Just so you guys know, that's why.
Very
I picked-
stylish.
Yeah.
Very stylish.
cool.
Yeah, very nice. Goodness. Same thing. Titanic is about to take off, but there are 6 friends on board having an even
One
bigger
more.
good time. Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, okay, buddy.
And these are all military men. And the boat goes off and all things are well, but then all of a sudden in the middle of their cruise, the ship starts getting attacked by Vietnam kamikaze.
Winged Vietnam kamikaze fighters.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right, I'm with you.
Dropping bombs, lighting them up with bullets, some of them flying directly into it.
They only have short wings though, so they can't fly very far.
Yeah, something like that. But
They make
anyway,
it all the way across the world, though.
these soldiers go down into the bottom bunk of the Titanic and they open up the secret latch that nobody ever found out about in the back, and they flew out their fucking stealth fighter jets.
Yeah, dude.
And so now we're all up in the air together, homeboys, and we're fucking shooting them. They're shooting us.
I'm following
We're
ya.
getting more of them than they are getting us. They, in fact, only
Well, there's
get
only
one
5
of
or
us.
6 of you.
Yeah,
There's only
yeah.
6 of you.
Yeah,
so-
there's not many to shoot, and there's so many of them that they're shooting each other. They're like stormtroopers.
At
And
the
Do you know what that is?
fucking what?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Anyway, so they're shooting each other. They're dying. Fucking eventually one of the kamikaze planes lands in the water, doesn't explode. Pilot survives, jumps up onto the board, jumps up onto the plane, fucking boat. Takes one of the military men's girlfriends. Now it's personal. That guy gets back in his plane, fucking somehow gets it out of the water, flies away.
What?
Now one of these guys has to leave the fight and go to fucking Vietnam and get his
it's
girlfriend
Vietnam
back.
now?
Yeah,
I
isn't
thought
that
they
what
were-
I said?
I thought they were
he
Japanese. I
said,
thought
he
you
said
said-
both earlier.
Yeah.
I thought I said Vietnamese in the beginning.
You did, and then you said they were in like Japanese
Kamikaze. With
I
short
was
wings.
halfway trying to make a reference to that. Anyway, they go get the girlfriend back. They have a huge dramatic fight. He gets her. He says some corny line about how I got you back, and then they fly back to the Titanic, and then they finish off that fight, and then they get back on the Titanic, and they save it from the iceberg, and that doesn't sink. And this story has a happy ending.
And you know what? And you know what he said when he got her back? I got you back. Yeah, in a cool macho way, right? Just like Connor
Absolutely,
said.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You
I
know
like
those
how you-
military guys.
I like how you both went for military-esque stories.
Yeah, that's kind of where I thought of going with it first, and then he just kind of started going with it as well, and I was like, oh well, I already decided.
I low-key thought about kind of going like a prop hunt route.
Really?
Prop
Yeah,
hunt?
like a hide-and-seek game.
Yeah,
Because I feel like the Titanic would be good for a hide-and-seek game.
probably.
I feel like I am gonna have to go with Connor's pitch. I
Think
like.
so?
It's more American.
Well, he was very not confident just then. I don't know. I might have to rescind my offer.
I just feel like you're being nice.
No, although I don't know if I would agree with a big dogfight game as a stylish action game. I liked that route, and I also liked that it had a slightly more happy ending.
Yeah, shit.
Titanic didn't sink. You
My-
saved the day
My-
with
did.
your actions.
Hey,
They did.
My assumption
And the
was
guy's
that the
girlfriend.
Titanic sank regardless.
Although I do like your sense of irony that they saved the day just for it all to fall apart. I did like that too.
Also, hear me out.
Please.
Zombies on the Titanic,
That is pretty cool.
right?
That is pretty cool.
Are you feeling me? Yeah.
That would be scary. Where
Okay.
would you go? You'd
It's-
open up that hatch that no one knows about, and you'd fly out in your fucking jets, dude.
That is true. Why didn't you
Yeah,
think of
that,
it?
that hatch in the bottom of the Titanic that totally doesn't lead to the water.
And also,
It's
do you like
right
how
above
the
surf at water level.
plane that crashed in the water, someone just got back in and just took her?
right back, took right back up. Yeah, I don't think that that's.
I mean, you never tried it.
Yeah,
you
you-
never tried it.
yeah.
Back then they did though.
But you never did. You have no frame of reference.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you haven't either.
That is very true.
So how do you know?
Where's
I
your
don't.
own personal research?
Yeah, right.
So Connor, you got 5 sweet ass Jake bucks. Kiba, I hate to say it, you got 10.
I hate to say it.
Looks like I'm catching up quick.
Kiba, you are up to 27 Jake Bucks. Connor, you're at 55. It's anyone's game, honestly. It's anyone's game.
Hey, and you know, any one of these games could end with you losing points. That happens sometimes.
That does
Yeah,
happen.
that could happen, man.
Almost like on this next game, you might.
That makes me nervous. Don't
No,
say
I'm just
that.
kidding, I'm just
Don't
kidding.
say that.
I just wanted to make you quiver. Yeah, that was pitch meeting. Up next, we have Taboo.
Oh.
So it's classic Taboo. I don't know if you guys have ever played. How it works is that I will give one of you a word and 5 other taboo words. You need to get the other person to guess your word without using any of the 5 taboo words.
Okay.
So if your word is The Office, and maybe your 5 taboo words are TV show, Jim, Michael, Scranton, and you have to try and get him to say the word office without using any of those. And if you do,
Done.
Dunsky.
I hope I understand this game.
As we get into it, you will.
I think I totally get it. I just feel like I'm going to struggle.
That's
Again,
good. I can watch you.
who wants to go first?
I'll go
Connor.
first.
All right. We are going to be starting out with the easy words.
Good.
So up top, that is your word. And then the 5 after, you cannot use. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I totally understand. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You will have, since this is easy, you will have 20 seconds to get him to say that top word. And go.
So, it's something that you eat. It's round, it's got sauce, it's usually real bready, and
Pizza.
people...
Yep, there it is. Pizza.
I'm
Easy
fucking
peasy.
good at this, dude. I fucking know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you do.
But that one was easy,
So
so...
was. So did I get points for that, or did he get points for that?
You both do.
Yeah, boy.
How do we base if we get more or less points? Because I feel like we got it fast.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. All right, you have 20 seconds on the clock. And go.
Light. Up. Gold. Burning.
Sun?
Yep.
Yeah, wow.
Sun?
Yep.
You got to 17 seconds, dude.
Yep.
was
You were
close.
so close.
was
That's
close.
why I was trying to like draw the sun in the air. Did you see me with my phone? I was
Oh,
That
hey,
was making me think
no motions.
Halo.
No
That was
motions.
making me think Halo.
like, Jay, I did this. I went, and he went.
That's funny.
I'm now realizing that that's not what the sun looks like.
That's funny.
All right, Connor, are
Yes.
you ready?
I am now.
Again, still easy. You will have 20 seconds. And go.
All right. You take naps on it. You have sex on it.
Sofa,
It's in your room.
bedroom,
Does that count?
bed.
That count?
Bet.
Okay. I thought it wouldn't be that simple, so I didn't go for it.
It's easy, baby.
Yeah. I don't know why I said bedroom. Fucking stupid ass.
I said on it, not in it, son. But that's okay. We got to it.
It took you 17 seconds to answer the last question.
Yeah, that's right. I got you like 5 seconds both times. Both times. It's just because I'm better at describing stuff.
All right, you got it? Mm-hmm. 20 seconds and go.
Edible.
Weed.
Snack. Oh, fuck. Is that in there? Oh, shit. You're right.
Snack
Damn.
was one of the words.
Damn. He's right. Sorry.
What
no
was the
points for
word?
us. Can I tell him now?
Yeah.
It was cookie.
Cookie? Oh, well.
Yeah. I was trying to, because I was thinking about saying round, and then I was like, he won't get that either.
See, that's funny because I was just about to say, dude, go for words like round and small and fucking
I was going to say,
whatever.
the last two things we had were round.
I would have, I don't know. That's just what I thought of.
I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean to lose us those points.
It's okay.
Those sick-ass Jake Bucks, they're gone, man. Put them right in the trash. All right, these are the medium words. So you'll have 25 seconds.
You use this to make videos.
DaVinci Resolve?
You use these to record videos.
OBS software?
The
Microphone?
hardware that you use to record videos.
PC? Desktop? Computer?
The handheld,
Phone?
the main thing.
The microphone?
Big thing that people use to record movies.
Camera?
Yes.
There it is.
Camera?
There it is,
Okay.
camera.
I was like, what the fuck?
When you say videos, I think about our videos.
Yeah.
I was saying record videos.
Yeah, no, I totally.
We record
totally.
videos on this because I hit the record button.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You see how it says rec on it?
Yeah, you got
I
it.
guess you're right. Yeah.
God damn it! I'm sorry, it took me so long to get that.
No, it's okay.
No, you did good.
You did great.
Good.
Yeah, you did great.
you-
We didn't hit
I
25
mean,
seconds. That's all that matters.
No, yeah.
All right, 20 seconds. 25 seconds. And go.
What do you look at when you're supposed to be at work?
Your phone,
What
Instagram, social media.
What tells you when you're supposed to be at work?
your schedule,
No. What do you look at that tells you when you're supposed to be at work if you are late?
an alarm, your calendar.
No, the thing you look at that tells you that you are late to work.
The group chat.
No,
The
what?
app.
No, what thing? What do you read that tells
That's 25.
our clock? What do you read that tells you you're late? You look at it and go, "I'm late because it's 3:55."
Now that I know, it's so clear. How didn't I guess that?
I gave you everything. I related it to shit that you do.
You said the round thing
You
on
were
the wall.
so close. I really thought you were gonna get there right at the end. You even started to say alarm clock, but you stopped yourself. Oh, that's good stuff, man. That's good stuff.
God damn it.
Silly bitch.
That's stressful.
25 seconds. All right, and go.
It's an oval-shaped brown ball that people
Football?
kick. Bam!
You soccer. You said ball.
You said football.
Yeah.
No, but you
football
said
is
ball.
the word, and you said
You
ball.
said ball. You said it's an oval-shaped
is
ball.
A part
Oh,
of
that's
football.
bullshit.
I guess I should have said that beforehand, but I felt like that was self-explanatory. You can't use any part of the word
okay.
itself.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that. I mean, I feel
Yeah.
for you. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Well,
damn.
fuck me on that one. It's still gonna stand. You didn't get it, but good job nonetheless. That was
Thank you.
very quick.
Yeah.
I tried my best.
I guess I don't know. I didn't think of this beforehand, but bedroom didn't count for bed.
No, he said bed right after. He said bedroom, and I stood firm, and then you said bed right after.
Yeah.
You go, did that count? Did that count?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah.
Yeah, I did have to say bed.
25 seconds. Hit me.
How do you know how good you look?
The mirror.
Look.
For some reason I thought look at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I get it right?
No.
No.
I mean,
you did
yeah,
get
it
it
was
right.
mirror, but
Yeah.
he used look.
What
Look was one
what
of
else
the
are you
words.
gonna say for mirror? You go ahead and
take
tell
a
us.
take a
tell
pro-
us.
take a propaganda.
For mirror, I would say
Because you can't say reflection, you can't say glass, you can't say look, you can't say see, you can't say wall.
shiny thing in the bathroom. You
Big reflective
check
square.
yourself.
You can't say
in.
reflection.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't say reflective shit. I said reflective.
Same thing.
Yeah, he would have called you for
Bullshit.
that. He would have called
I
you for that
absolutely would've
regardless.
called you for that.
Yeah.
Wow, medium round. Only one.
Yeah.
Only one winner on that one.
Yeah.
All right, we are moving on to hard, and boy, it is rock hard.
I still stand by mirror. Should have had at least one of those words omitted.
Shit's tough. Man.
Reflection, glass, look, see, and wall.
All right, this is the hard word.
Hard
So
R.
30 seconds, and go.
Bender. I.
Robot.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
Fuck yeah, Kiba. I'm proud of you, boy.
Wow, well done.
My next thing was gonna be I blank.
You knew when you said bender, I was gonna go for robot.
Yeah. I was hoping.
I almost said machine.
That was one of my words I couldn't say.
I'm,
you get it?
I'm ready.
Okay, and hit it.
Sound,
Music.
keys,
Piano.
straps to your chest.
Keys was one of the words.
Fuck! God damn it.
Ugh.
Damn.
For funsies, keep going.
Strapped to your chest.
Vest.
It
Sound keys, straps to your chest. I have no idea.
there's literally only one thing that does that. There's
A
nothing.
phone.
No, you don't strap your phone to your chest.
No.
Yeah,
You?
25 seconds is up, isn't it?
It's an accordion.
I would have never guessed
Yeah,
that.
same.
Never.
Yeah, there's nothing you could have said that would have made me guess that. See, some of these questions were just set up for failure.
Yeah, you're correct. All right, we're moving on to the last round.
Let me ask.
Extremely hard.
Let me ask one question.
Please.
Could we have made sounds like if he went? Could I have guessed?
I can't
accordion?
make an accordion
Yeah.
sound.
No. Okay.
It's also supposed to be no sounds, no
I
pictures.
also
Okay.
have no clue how to make an accordion sound.
See, I did almost do this little motion with it, so that would have.
Extremely hard. 30 seconds. Go.
Holy shit. People invest in this and it's a big scam all the time.
Cryptocurrency.
Bam!
Whoa! Whoa!
Oh my god!
Oh, nice.
If anybody tells you to invest in crypto, it's a scam.
I've made money doing it.
It's a scam.
Yeah, still. I mean, stocks in general.
Yeah,
But
you can make money doing
if
it.
anybody ever tells you to do it, it's a scam.
No,
if you are doing it on your own, that's different. But if anybody ever tells you to do it, it's a scam. They are scamming you.
What if it's one friend and saying to another, yeah, you should do cryptocurrency?
Don't trust their
Scam.
advice. Don't trust their
No.
advice.
That's a scam.
Do independent research.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're investing your own money, do your own research.
Not a bad idea.
last one, extremely hard.
What do you mean last one? I thought that was the last one.
It's the last round.
Yeah,
You
we
both
have
have to go,
more each.
bitch.
You're a bitch.
Don't talk to me like that.
He's just mad because he wasn't
He said,
prepared.
don't talk to me like that unless we're playing video games.
All right, 30 seconds, go.
Astronauts fight it. Astronauts.
Star Wars.
No, astronauts train to fight this thing so that they can go somewhere.
Physics, the
No,
forward motion.
you're getting close, but they're learning how to deal with something so that they can go to a different place that has a different version of that thing. It's
Gravity.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
there it is. Nice. Well done.
Yeah.
That was
done.
that was a heavy guess for me.
Did you see me at the end going? I was like sitting up straight.
I
You're like,
thought you were
getting-
just tensing up.
No, I was getting
nervous.
like straightening up. Like, if you fuck this up, I'm gonna be so pissed.
And that's why I thought you were just like, oh, you motherfucker.
Hey, good job. You guys both got your extremely hards.
Hell yeah, dude. I liked
That was
game.
dumb as fuck.
I liked that game.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
You said that was dumb as fuck. I liked that game.
I like that game. That was a good game.
You both just gained 16 Jake Bucks.
Games.
That's pretty good. You guys
shit.
did very well.
Fuck me.
So
I
I'm
wanna
at
die.
56 or 66?
Yeah, something like that. I think so. You're at 71 actually.
No, 71.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You're
you're right.
71. Yeah, nobody can do that math.
Wow,
me.
you
just
are
did that.
But me.
you are maybe one podcast away from being the new game champion.
Sure he is.
And Kiba, that brings you to 44. My God, I didn't know numbers went that high.
I'm telling you, nobody can do
They
that
discover new ones every day.
math. Yeah, nobody can do that math.
All right, and with that, that brings us to the recommended page. Connor,
Yes.
will you please describe what we do here with the recommended page?
We tell you about something that we like in our personal lives and our own personal interest, and we kind of recommend it to you and tell you to go check it out.
That's very apt. What do you got this week? Did you prepare something?
No, but I've got something right in front of me. If you are a smoker and you enjoy tobacco, try some natural tobacco wraps like GrabALeaf or like Jungos or Slapwoods or something.
Or even backwoods if you're
Yeah.
really desperate.
Yeah, backwoods kind of suck, dude.
They're
I
awful.
Yeah, I don't like rolling them. Throw a glass tip in there too. Shit's
Ooh,
fucking
yeah.
cool, man.
He's right. He's right.
Very
I
nice.
love it. Yeah,
Very
yeah.
nice. How often do you use those?
Fairly
Exclusively?
frequently. It kind of has become exclusively.
It has.
If
All of a
I'm-
sudden, like a month ago, it just became a thing.
Yeah. If I'm rolling a blunt, I like to use these things now.
Well, very nice. Very nice. Hell yeah, man. Kiba, what do you got? What do you want to recommend?
All right, I'm going to recommend Steak Bentley. I'm probably already recommended him before, but he makes some incredibly good videos. He has one called Why Metal Gear Solid 4 is a Mistake. It's a really good video. He also has one on the Venture Brothers. Check him out. Informed content, does a lot of research.
Hell
Very
yeah.
nice. Steak Bentley. Hell yeah, man.
I will check that out.
I think you should. I think you would like him.
I might.
Yeah, I think you would.
I'll give it a shot.
I am going to recommend a movie. Shocker, I know. There is a movie, I think it's actually out of theaters right now. Sinners. It's, unbelievable. It's my favorite movie of the year so
It is
far.
out of theaters.
I have been hearing that it's really good.
Unbelievable.
Excuse me.
It did very well at the box office. Thank God. It's honestly, if you haven't seen it, it's so good. But if anyone who did see it and really liked it, that director, Ryan Coogler, his very first movie is a movie called Fruitvale Station. That is a much smaller scope movie, believe it or not. Still just as good. Fruitvale Station is
Don't think I've ever heard of it.
It is a very slow watch, but it is really good. It's very impactful. It's a real story. It's a real account that actually happened of a man during the last day of his life. At the very end of the movie, the very end of this night in real life, He was murdered by the police, and so this movie chronicles his life as he goes.
Yeah.
And that is not a spoiler in any way, because the movie literally opens with the real-life footage of him getting shot.
Yeah.
And it lets you know, hey, this is the ending to this man's story. Let's see how he got there. And it is very good. It's also Michael B. Jordan is the lead, and I assume their relationship is what caused Michael B. Jordan to be in literally every single one of his movies since.
Man, that makes me want to see it, because I've told you before, something that links a movie to real life for me, that if that's a real video of that shit happening in the beginning, that'll lock me in.
You should watch the Blair Witch Project.
I have watched that, and I actually just, something about it, man. A lot of people say it like made him sick. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. People said it made him sick and shit, and I never thought that, but I don't know. I just kind of watched the whole thing and thought, oh, God.
Well, that's enough of that.
That's fair. I love it, but yeah, that's fair.
That's enough of that.
So yeah, Fruitvale Station, Steak Bentley, and some fucking leaf-ass wraps, man. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Recommend it. So this Monday, we put out a video in Back for Blood, which is the bastardized version of Left 4 Dead that came out like 4 years ago that came and went pretty goddamn quick, but it's actually fun. I enjoy it. Connor played it. He was miserable the whole time.
I thought it was a good time. I thought it was a great time.
Yeah, me too, honestly. Me too.
Man, I love Back for Blood.
Then why'd you ruin that video?
I didn't ruin the video.
You talked about it the whole time. Didn't he?
Who's to say?
Yeah.
Watch our video and check out.
Yes, you'll have to check the video to know.
Did I ruin it?
And if you watch it and you watch this, leave a comment.
Please, God. We also just put out another video on Squirrel with a Gun. That is our third one that has come out. I enjoy that series. I think it's fun. I wish it did a little better, if I'm being honest. But I really enjoy it, and I still think we will finish it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that one.
I think the videos are hilarious.
Yeah.
I do too. I laugh watching.
Yeah.
This Friday we have another episode of Resident Evil 4 OG. We are so close. I feel like every single podcast I say that, but we are so close to the end.
We're like 3 episodes from the end.
If you haven't watched it, hey, start at the beginning. It's a good watch.
It is.
Our main man right here, Connor, has been in those trenches editing every single week. He's done a phenomenal job.
Yeah, so. Roughly 20 hours of watchable content, about 40 of what we did in real life.
Yeah.
I do my best.
Today, after we record this podcast, in fact, we're going to finish the fight.
That's the plan.
I hope so.
We are going to finish the fight.
That's
we're finishing the series.
I hope so.
Sound more excited, Connor.
Oh, I am excited. Trust me. I'm excited for you to beat it.
Yeah, if you enjoyed hanging out with us today, please subscribe, share us with a friend, leave a comment down below. We are on our trek to 1,000 subscribers, and you know what? I mean, we're making some pretty good progress. It feels like not that long ago we hit 100, and we were excited about that.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year we were at 64.
Yeah, and so now we are
100 more than that.
We are coming up on 200. I genuinely think we're going to hit 200 here pretty quick.
That's the hope, man. I would like to do that in the next month or so.
So yeah, if you stuck it out to this far, I mean, yeah, please, God, share us. Anyone you know that you think might enjoy us.
We are funny.
I know I say it all the time on the streams, but grab your mama's phone, grab your girlfriend's phone, subscribe. They'll never know.
Yeah. We'd appreciate it all the same.
Worst case scenario, they unsubscribe. Yeah. But by then, we'll be monetized.
Yeah, too late.
Do the PewDiePie thing. People were doing that with him for years.
Connor, I believe you made a promise to everyone in this room.
I did.
Last podcast, we got a comment. Connor said that he would sing a song about this person. Their name is Welcome to City 17. So please, in honor of Welcome to City 17, that man is a saint. You please put some respect on him. Sing us a song.
So the name, first, can we make music? Can we get music?
I mean, if that's appropriate, I can throw up some background music for you real quick.
If you can quickly, stuff we can use, yeah.
Something classical. Pianos and fucking violins and shit. I can work with
this?
That. What was the guy's name? Welcome to
City 17.
Welcome to City 17?
Yes, sir.
Welcome to City 17. Welcome to City 17. I don't know. I don't know what to say, but welcome to the channel. We're glad to have you. We all appreciate you. I'm freezing up and I don't know what to say. How long is this gotta be? Please, God, don't tell me it has to be much longer.
And
But
thank you for tuning in to the Totally Not a Podcast. It was a pleasure having you.
Welcome to City 17.
And if you want your name immortalized, please, Connor will sing you a song just as beautiful. Please leave a comment down below of this video. Let us know what you thought. Please, we really appreciate it. And as always, check back every other Wednesday for another episode of the Totally Not a Podcast. Love you.
Au revoir.
Peace and love.